Hello guys and welcome to the watch-along of Manchester United versus Crystal Palace in the Premier League. Manchester United are away at Selhurst Park today. Is it a big game? I think that this whole week is kind of, we played Chelsea this weekend, obviously didn't get the result we wanted. We've got City this weekend as well. I don't think that this is going to define where we end in the season, but I do think this little week will define the mood around entering into the final few months of the Premier League season. I think Manchester United definitely need a big win, and everyone around the club we need a little bit of a lift. The 0-0 at the weekend kind of dampened things. The 0-0 in the week kind of dampened things. I think Manchester United need a good win this week in order to get the mood back at Old Trafford. So Manchester United need a big win. What do you guys think at home? Every single week you can get your predictions in to paddockmatchday@gmail.com to feature on the watch along, and here is a few from this week.
Hello, Ronaldo here with another quick prediction because there's work going on in the house, so it's going to be a little bit loud in the background if I don't do it quickly. But for the Palace game, I'm going to predict a 2-0 win for United. I think we'll finally get a clean sheet. For once, United not making it too interesting, and it's a little bit more comfortable. I think that we should beat them 2-0 and it should be quite comfortable, but hopefully we get the job done. And there isn't too much stress to do with it, but I hope Greenwood gets on the score sheet because I think he needs a goal. And the way he's been performing, I think he definitely deserves one.
James here for Stretford. Paddock United taking on Crystal Palace tonight in the Premier League. I think the title race is probably over now for United after City's win the other day. I think they're probably a bit too strong now, but I need to keep on putting that momentum on top of sides like Crystal Palace. I need to start getting these results just to put the pressure on. I hope they don't slip outside the top four. I think that's probably a realistic aim now for United this season, which is a shame, but I think that maybe a second finish position alongside a trophy is probably a good enough season for Solskjaer, and it'd be progress on last season, and I think a win here today would probably cement United's position in second place. We can't afford to drop out now because it is tight, second, third, fourth, and United just have to keep on grinding these wins out now to put the pressure on. Maybe if City are going to drop points, but I can't see them losing.
Okay, so really this game's all about building confidence for the weekend. Manchester United need to win this game. Crystal Palace are out of form. They're not really doing that well. Their attack's not firing. The defence isn't doing well. So we really need to be winning this game by a reasonable scoreline, like a convincing scoreline, to make sure everyone's in the mood and everyone is at the height of their morale for the weekend. So yeah, I'm going to say 3-0, hoping for that. Maybe a couple of goals from Rashford and one from Bruno Fernandes.
What's good, guys? My name's John. This is the Paddock Matchday prediction. Palace versus Manchester United. I've gone for a Eric Cantona-esque look if we had ordered Eric from Wish. Chelsea wasn't the greatest of outcomes. We can't rely on a referee's decision during this game, so we have to be consistent and clinical. We need to win the game clean sheet. I'm going to go with a 2-0 Manchester United win. Rashford and Bruno to score. Let's hope for the best outcome, eh?
Alright lads, it's Adam from the back post again. I'm back to playing Crystal Palace, who are in poor form at the moment, but that means nothing when you're coming up against us because all the keepers turn into prime Buffon, don't they? Being away from home is an advantage to us now. Who'd have thought it? I'm confident. We need to get these draws out of the way, off the record. So I'm going to say 3-1 United. I'm quite confident for tonight. Come on, United.
Hey everyone, Angelina here with my prediction for the Crystal Palace game. Hoping that we can keep a clean sheet with this one and we can get a good win ready for the derby at the weekend. So I'm going to go with a 2-0 victory on the score sheet. If they are playing, I would really like to see Fred and Mason Greenwood get some goals.
Manchester United are playing against Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park, a game where United have a very good record at. We can't afford to slip up with Manchester City on the weekend. We need a good, convincing win. And hopefully, there will be goals. Hopefully Bruno, maybe Rashford gets on the score sheet. We need these vital 3 points. So my score prediction, I'm going for a 2-0 Manchester United win. Come on, United.
Okay, Pastor Stretford Paddock. This is Sam Spanner from the United Thread Podcasts. And this is not my score prediction versus Crystal Palace. Now, last week, Stephen Howson asked us, what the fuck are tabs? Now I can tell you that this is tabs. She was abandoned by Joe Smith after closing down Late Night Live and rescued by the RSPCA. after he apparently got bored of this pussy. Now, apparently, she's got something to say. 1-0 to United. Scotty Too Hotty, the Grandmaster Sexy, will get our goal. And after the match, she would like some Benteke fried chicken. Anyway, Viva El Paddock.
Should be a good game today. I think Crystal Palace, United have kind of struggled against them in the past. I think Hodgson's probably taken them as far as they can as a club now, but still, I don't think it's going to be necessarily easy as such. That might make it difficult for United, like a lot of sides down the bottom end of the table do, but nonetheless, United should have enough to see themselves off against Crystal Palace. If Rashford, if Fernandes, if everyone else is on form, then it should be a comfortable win, but you don't know with United this season. Might be a draw, might get beat, you don't know, but should be a good win. I'm saying 2-0 to United. 2-0 should be 2-0. Realistically speaking, on paper, that is kind of how it should go. But like I was saying, United this season have been so unpredictable that it's quite hard to give a score prediction.
Hi guys, Ellis Woods here giving my prediction for Manchester United against Crystal Palace in the Premier League. Hopefully we can get some revenge tonight after the 3-1 loss at the start of the season due to a lack of pre-season. Hopefully we can get the job done. I think this will be comfortable for United. I'm going to go Manchester United 3, Crystal Palace 0. Hopefully we might see Cavani maybe off the bench after his short injury. That would be nice to see. And yeah, let's get a huge confidence boost going into the derby at the weekend. Hopefully we can do them as well. Up the Reds and up the Paddock.
Paddock match day, not here. Weird, yeah, maybe a little bit of the manscaped on the beard. Crystal Palace are a club who should be glamorous, really. I mean, look at their name. Has anyone actually ever lived in a palace made of crystals? And yet there's a football club called it. Answers on a postcard or just stick it in the chat. Well, this is a chance for Ollie's tricky vibes ballers to perform one of their bounce back specialities. Zaha is likely to be missing and El Matador could be back. And it's been 3 decades since they beat us at home. I'm going to say 2-1 and a surprise winner from Donny van der Beek. Yeah, you do remember who he is, don't you? I think. Trust a notchda.
Thank you very much for sending in your predictions. Remember, every single week you can send them in. paddockmatchday@gmail.com. Not just every week, every single Manchester United game you can feature on the watch long. So make sure you are sending those in. Yesterday on Stretford Paddock, we saw the return of Premier League piss take Adam McKola, Joe Smith having a right laugh at the Premier League, even when Man United draw 0-0. There's always something to laugh about. Here's what these two are going on about.
I saw it floating around. Yes. I haven't been tweeting, but I have been on Twitter every now and then, and I have seen that tweet, and I know why they use dollars. Yeah. So they could say $500 million. Yeah. That was literally the only reason. Yeah. Because it doesn't quite work if you say 35.7% of a billion.
No.
Do you?
It doesn't really work, does it? No. Good to have you back, by the way.
Thanks.
Well, good to see you.
Thanks.
You're looking well. You got a nice jumper on.
Yeah, haven't it?
Haven't you?
Yeah, it's all right.
Adidas.
It's not Adidas. Huh? Adi Hash. Remember that?
What, it was like a weed t-shirt from Camden Market or something? Adi Hash. Yeah, I remember them. Used to get them from Thorsby Market near my way.
How come they didn't get sued or anything like that?
Oh, they did. That's why they don't exist anymore. You can't be making Adi Hash.
I reckon they did.
I got some fake Nike Rifts. Do you know those sandals with a little camel toe in them? I got a pair of them for 30 quid from Thorsby Market.
£30?
Well, less than that.
You paid £30 for fakes, Joe?
They were less than 30 quid. My mum bought them, so they wouldn't have been 30 quid. They must have been under 20. I mean, Pep Guardiola's 200th victory with City in his 273rd. Who cares? Who cares?
Who's
Spend loads of money, win a few trophies. Rubbish. David Moyes could still get in the top 4 for all we care.
David Moyes is in the top 4, mate.
Yeah.
That's how easy it is to get in the top 4. So City don't really impress me much.
Does it impress you much?
20 wins, Joe. That don't impress me much.
Who are you, Shania Twain?
I am Shania Twain.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You like Shania Twain?
Remember her? I don't know, I can't remember. Which
I remember
one
that
is she?
song. So you got a fast car.
So you got 20 league wins.
So you're Brad Pitt. That's unfair on Brad Pitt, who's much more famous and sexier than she is.
Whoa.
Are you going to argue that?
Whoa. That don't impress me much.
Yeah.
It's banging out all around the world, bro.
This is Brad
People
Pitt.
listening to that tune everywhere. They don't watch Mr. and Mrs. Smith everywhere, but Shania Twain is spinning upon them decks everywhere you go.
You can't move for that song.
You can't.
The fact that probably 3/4 of our audience have never heard it because they're either too young or not from America.
If you've not heard it, get out. Get.
So you've
Door
never heard
there,
this
get
song?
out. Are we just moving on from City, yeah?
Yeah. What we're going to do, we're going to dwell on it, we're going to get upset.
So that is Premier League Piss Take, 7 p.m. every single Monday that comes out. If you want a little lift after the weekend, if United have won, come and have a laugh. If United have drawn, come and have a laugh. If United lose, come and have a laugh. Premier League Piss Take every single week, 7 p.m. on a Monday. On Monday, we had the Paddock podcast, and the topic of this week's podcast was all about referees. And you know what these lads are like. They started naming referees, and someone said, you're Ryan Rennie, and, well, just have a watch of this.
Refs are rarer than players.
Yeah,
they
you
are
know
way
who that
rarer.
is. Like,
I
oh
think
my
it's
God,
all
it's
been
John Moss again.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell, no, it's Stuart Atwell. Oh,
You know
what
almost
I mean?
them names.
That's what I mean. Like, you know who they are.
Who you got? Let's see if we can name some.
Mike
Le Maison.
Lee Mason.
Yeah.
Le Maison.
Stuart Atwell.
Mike Dean. Stuart Atwell.
Uriah Rennie.
Michael Oliver.
Uriah Rennie.
Yeah.
Ryan Rennie's our old one.
90s.
Yeah.
David Ellery.
Ryan Rennie. David Ellery.
Isn't the urinal Rennie what those yellow things
Yeah,
out at the
the
bottom?
salt bars for the urinal.
Like a little Rennie that you eat. It's so that the toilet don't get indigestion.
After
Because it's gobbling up loads. That's a urinal Rennie right there. So the urinal doesn't get
I think we should go
heartburn.
to Dragon's Den with him.
Urinal Rennies. and our host,
Me and you.
Uriah Rennie.
Do you mean the things out of the troughs?
Yeah,
The troughs.
yeah. The troughs. Look, you pissing at a farm. The trough. You pissed in a farm.
Do you know why I asked? We went to the Tatton Park once. I remember took my lad in the toilets, and he picked up one of those Uriah Rennies.
That's where he found his son, by the way.
Rennies.
He went like, "Oh, what's this?" Oh, get off!
Oh, that's bad, that.
Yeah, me.
Oh, God. I did that once when I was a kid. That grabbed something out of the toilet. I went to it was at the hairdressers with like the stepmom, and she was getting her hair curled or something, and there was curly tongues on the table, and I sat there bored as fuck.
How old were you?
I was probably about
23.
10.
10.
9, 10.
9, 10.
And I've seen it. And I've gone,
Get it!
it's burnt
Get it
the
then.
fuck out of
Of course it does. It's like 300 degrees.
That was the first time I'd like experienced burnies and all that stuff.
So that is the Paddock podcast. They usually stay a bit more on topic for what's around, rather than going off talking about hurting themselves on burning stuff and all that kind of stuff. They usually stay a little bit more on topic, and you can not only watch that on YouTube every single week, you can listen to it on your favourite podcasting service by clicking the Podful link below. That'll take you to iTunes, Spotify, Google, whatever you use for your podcast. Click that link below and have a listen to Stretford Paddock. So that is all from me from outside Old Trafford. Now back into the studio. We will be here from now all the way through until the final whistle. We'll then have a live review. We'll then have fan cams. We'll have all that good stuff. So make sure you're subscribing to the channel. Hit that notification bell. And now, over for the team news.
Jay here for Stretford Paddock. This is the Crystal Palace Watchalong, and joining me, as always, is my good friend Alex Bagley. How are we doing, Baggers?
I'm good, mate. Ready for this game tonight.
Ready for this big game, massive 3 points, hopefully, on the horizon for Manchester United. But before we get into that, we're going to talk a little bit about the One Football app. You can see it's come between us, Baggers. The app there, nothing comes between me and Alex Baggers. The app there is on your screens. Baggers, tell us a little bit about this, because I've been having a play with it. I've had this for a little while, and it seems like it's got a bit of everything.
It's got a bit of everything. It gives you your news on there. It gives you your lineups, your in-game stat stuff. The augmented reality lineups thing is pretty cool. So you can literally get, when you go in the lineup, when the lineup gets released, you'll be able to go on it. You can put it on your table, go through it. Who's David De Gea? Is he in goal? No, he's not. Dean Henderson's in goal.
They've been relentless with this augmented reality stuff.
So it is.
Like
it's
going
very
crazy
good.
with it, like thinking they're actual pundits with the players in front of them. Yeah, it is good. What I like about it as well is it's got any sort of transfer news, any updates, whether it's Manchester United or one of our rivals, you want to keep tabs on. It'll give you notification, it'll give you updates on there when you go onto the app. Yeah. But also, it gives you like rumours as well. So you can go on there, you can have a look at transfers, see some of the latest rumours. So I'm looking at it now. Oh, there's one. Sergio Aguero from Manchester City to Atletico Madrid. A few years ago, I'd have been buzzing about that. But now they don't even use him, do they? It doesn't even matter. So you can have a look at some of the latest rumours as well. And also the games, the matches that are going on. So right now, Burnley are drawing 1-1 with Leicester City. So you've
Good result for us. Would be very good if that stays as it
Leicester
is.
City dropping a few more points, I can tell you. So it's giving you all the updates there. It's got like the commentary that's going on, the lineup, any sort of match updates. So news, tactics, rumours.
Absolutely everything.
It's doing a lot, augmented reality. It's doing a lot. You can see there's a link in the description as well if you go and check that out. It's free as well.
Just click the link in the description, download the app. Said also, it's in the comments as well, as our producer Cam is letting us know then. You can also, if you go over on the Instagram, Adam McKola's having a mess about in a bit, when the lineup gets released with that augmented reality and showing us how all that good stuff works. So make sure, clicking the link in the description.
For the one football app. All you need.
All
your
need.
footballing needs on one app. What more
Absolutely.
can you ask for? Talking about this has gone off now.
Just press the button in the middle.
Right.
There you go.
This.
There you go. Swipe it.
I am a proper, as you can see, I'm something of a...
Swipe across, as if...
Technological expert.
Tell you what, this is maybe for comments. Wow.
Right, I think I'm going to have to just... I think I'm just going to have to use my phone here. Yeah, I'll just use my phone because it's bringing up the New York Times there and all this. Do get involved in the comments. Do give us a like as well. Hit that like because obviously we are live video. So let us know what you think as well. We've got a few rumours going on as well at the minute. There's team news rumours.
Very early.
No, what time is it now? Is the team news?
It is 12 minutes past. I've got 3 minutes.
All right, 3 minutes. So the rumours doing the rumour mill are that Dean Henderson's going to start.
Wouldn't mind it.
You wouldn't mind it? You up for that? I mean, David De Gea tends to start all the league games, most of the league games especially. And the big ones, all right, you might say, well, this is Crystal Palace. Is this a big game? Well, yeah, we need 3 points. But there's rumours doing the rounds that it's going to be Dean Henderson in goal. You're all right with that?
I'm all right with it. I'm not in the same boat as some people are like, get David De Gea out of goal, he's no good, he can't catch a ball, he can't do all this kind of stuff. But I'm more in the mode that I think Dean Henderson is more than good enough to be starting for Manchester United. I think he's going to be the long-term goalkeeper for Manchester United. I think that Ollie's definitely looking at a more long-term project in terms of everything that's going on at Man United. It isn't, let's just see what this season brings, it's what's going to happen in the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 seasons at Manchester United. I think Dean Henderson getting more minutes, getting more experience at Manchester United is important. And if you can play him today, I think it'd be good. Especially where they're going to put the crossing in. They've got Ben Teke, who's probably going to start today.
God, don't.
Who scored the goal against, who was it, Brighton the other week when they had like one shot on target. He's got a little bit of that in him. He's not done very well, but he's still got that in him where he can nick a goal. So quite happy if Dean Henderson does start. There's a couple more players that I think people are more encouraged by starting. And they've been calling to get back in the team with Eric Bailly potentially starting at the back. No rumours on who his partner is.
Well, there's more rumours as well. Cavani, apparently Gary Neville was confirmed there's no David De Gea. This is in the comments, so I hope you people aren't lying to me.
Yeah.
Gary Neville's confirmed no David De Gea and Cavani starting. Cavani starting, you happy with that one if that's true?
Absolutely, good to see him back. Didn't really get confirmed what his proper injury was, what the extent was. It was just he's out for a couple of weeks, so good to see him back in the fold. Look, Tony Marshall's not had the best of seasons. He's not hit the fights, and it's tough to see. And it's almost at the point now that Cavani injury came at the wrong time where you needed to give him that little bit of a break. I think Ollie tried to. I think Mason through the middle hasn't quite resulted in the goal. I think he's done quite well. But I want to see Edison Cavani back starting down the middle because we need some goals from him. We need some goals. We need another option. We need an out-and-out centre-forward to nick us a goal in the game. I think that's what Cavani brings.
I was looking at him. We spoke to Rick Baxter from United We Stand. He does all the United We Stand fanzine covers. If you've not checked out United We Stand fanzine, make sure you do. It's fantastic. And there was a picture of Martial, Rashford and Greenwood from last season. And I was just thinking, it's just mad that we've not had them three, really. I mean, OK, Marcus has done well, but Greenwood, 1 Premier League goal. Martial, 4 Premier League goals. I just didn't see that coming. I thought this season they'd get 50 goals between them.
I also thought that, and I also thought that, it's the button in the middle, Jay.
Thank you.
There you go. And then just swipe.
Yeah. Right, I've got it. Yeah. This is proper take your granddad to work day, isn't it?
It is.
I apologise.
I think that, the end of last season, you had those 3 firing. And what's mad is that even Marcus hasn't done that well in the league. He's not even. I think he got into double figures in the league yet, has he?
No, he's got 8. I think he's got 8 Premier League goals. But listen, I think he's got 8 in 24, so it's not amazing. But he's got a lot of assists as well. I don't really think I'm pointing the finger too much at Marcus Rashford. He'd look in terms of goals and assists.
I don't think City have overtaken. I don't know whether City have overtaken us, but we were the top scorers in the league with without any strikers really getting into double figures. I mean, Bruno obviously has got 12 or 13 goals already this season. He's firing, still getting the goals. But to have none of your strikers really hitting the heights of last year and to be the top scorers in the league is impressive. And it only takes one of them to get going, or a Cavani to get going, and all of a sudden you're hitting the heights of last season.
We've got team news there, which I'll let you read because your eyesight's better than mine.
We have Dean Henderson in goal. We've got Aaron Wan-Bissaka at right back with Eric Bailly confirmed in the middle, alongside Harry Maguire. Luke Shaw at left back, who got player of the month for Manchester United today for February.
Smashing it, innit?
Is that Fred and Matic in midfield? We then have Marcus of Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, Mason Greenwood, and Edison Cavani starting as the number 9.
That's a strong team, that, you know.
It is.
People look at it and they'll go, okay, Victor Lindelof's probably your first choice over Eric Bailly. You say it was Bailly Maguire, sorry, is that what you said? Victor Lindelof probably first choice. David De Gea's your first choice goalkeeper. But I don't know. I think that there's a case to be made that Eric Bailly should start alongside Harry Maguire. I think there's a case that Dean Henderson should start. I just wonder, looking at that team, does that mean then that Victor Lindelof comes back for the derby, that David De Gea comes back for the derby? Is that what we're looking at there? You'd suggest so, wouldn't it? But
potentially.
Get involved in the comments, everyone. Let us know what you think about that confirmed team news. The team news is out. Let us know what you think as well. And also, we've got, I think, about 1,800 people watching. Give us a like. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Let's try and get to 1,000 likes before the watch along starts.
Before we send over to them. We've got on the bench, no David De Gea, no Tony Marshall, even on the bench today. So we've got Shura Ture, Dan James, Scott McTominay, Lee Grant is the substitute keeper on the bench, Alex Tellez, Diallo, Williams, Twanzebe and Lindelof on the bench. So not even any Donny van der Beek as well on the bench today. So missing a couple of players, whether they're getting rested, whether they've just for the weekend, I don't know. But it's a lot of players missing. For as much as everyone, I think I'm very happy to see Cavani back in the team. I'm happy to see Marcus Rashford on the left again, which is always a good sign. I'm happy to see Eric Bailly playing. It does look like we've got maybe a couple more injuries in the likes of Anthony Martial, Donny van der Beek, who came back into the squad at the weekend, back out again. There must be some injuries here and everywhere.
I'm just going to go through some of the comments here. Looking at the comments, people saying that Donny van der Beek isn't fit. People saying that Ollie said he wasn't fit, so that's why there's no Donny van der Beek. He's not having much luck, is he? Because this could have been a time for him to get involved. James Stanley says Ollie had enough of Martial and De Gea. I think there's different reasons there. You might look at it and think De Gea potentially just being rested. I know it seems a bit crackers to rest the goalkeeper. I don't know if he's been dropped, if that makes sense. Martial, has he been rested? Has he been dropped because of his lack of form? How do you see
I don't think you drop him out of the squad. I don't think we've got the players to just say, off you go, lads, we're not bringing you today because you're not good enough. I think that I reckon there's got to be an injury thing. So I wouldn't be surprised if Ollie came out and said, look, De Gea's tweaked something in training, we're saving him for the weekend. Martial, maybe the same kind of thing. Quickly go through the Crystal Palace team for you. We've got Guaita in goal, Ward, Kouyaté, Cahill and Patrick Van Aanholt at the back four. Milivojevic is their captain alongside McCarthy. Andros Townsend, Eze, Jordan Ayew as a 3 behind Christian Benteke.
Do you know what
Eze?
I think it was at Eze. He scored. I was watching Palace once. I've not watched much of him this season. He scored one of the best goals I've ever seen. It was mint, but I don't know a lot about him other than that. Christian Benteke. Do you remember him scoring for the Scousers against us?
And then certain Anthony Martial.
Certain Anthony Martial's debut, yeah.
Because that was a weird game because we were 2-0 up, absolutely cruising, no problems whatsoever. Then Benteke just goes, I'll stick him over a kick.
My mate was giving him a load of grief as well, and about a minute later, he did that over a kick.
Did the over a kick.
I said, that's you that winded him
and
up.
It got all a bit nervy in that game. We all went, oh, these could score another here.
Yeah, and then Tony Marshall came on.
Pink boots,
and ended Brendan Rodgers' Liverpool career. Someone in the comments saying, Zaha is injured. We knew that. I think Crystal Palace have got about 8 players injured, to be fair to them. So I'm hoping they're going to do another Southampton and just absolutely crumble under the weight of their injuries. But you never know. It could be one of those where it's they're quite resilient, and it's sort of one of those where they rally round and put in a sort of performance that just frustrates Manchester United, because there's no doubt going into the derby at the weekend, we need a win, don't we, today? Come on, we can't be going into the derby off the back of a draw or a loss.
Well, what are they? What are City now? Are they something like 15 points ahead of us?
Is it 13 points, is it?
15
Is it 15?
I think it's 15.
Oh my God.
15 points ahead of us. I think the title dream, the 21 is coming, has well and truly gone now. But at the same time, getting that win today gets us to 12 points. If you've got a chance against City, getting it under double figures at least, just to put a little bit of, they have to keep looking over the shoulder a little bit for the last 7 or 8 games of the season. But if we lose tonight, draw or lose at the weekend, that's it done. And again, the one thing you wanted to do this season was progress, and you wanted to get at least within touching distance of Manchester City. If you can finish within a couple of games, if you can finish with under 10 points behind them this season, I think will probably be a success now looking at it. The last thing you want to do is lose games like tonight, lose the derby, and then it just kind of fizzle out again. I'm hoping that's not the case. And just annoy them, make them have to play full-strength teams in the league so they're not resting people for the Champions League. That's the last thing we want to do, is let them have an easier run in for there. Let's at least push them a little bit towards the end of the season. So we can't have that happening. We can't have 18 points behind after this weekend. That just doesn't want to happen.
No, we can't. Is it still 1-1, Burnley Leicester? Does anyone
Let me have a look. I'll have a look on the One Football app.
Go and get your One Football app out for the lads
the One Football
and lasses,
app
of course.
Have a quick look. It is still 1-1, 63 minutes gone. Also,
someone just said, does Jay know that iPad is upside down? I'm having an absolute stinker.
It's not upside down to Jay, though.
It wasn't upside down to me, but there you go.
Sheffield United.
The Paddock logo in there properly.
Sheffield United are 1-0 up against Aston Villa as well.
Sheffield United 1-0 up against Aston Villa. Eh? Hope springs eternal. Yeah, Burnley Leicester, as loads of you said in the comments, still 1-1. Good result for Manchester United if it stays like that. Leicester coming a little bit unstuck recently, so it'll be good to see them dropping some more points.
Jagielka's just been sent off of
Sheffield United
though.
Hey, Phil Jagielka. Remember that from Moyes.
Here's a stat for you, though. He is the second oldest player ever to be sent off in the Premier League. There you go.
Second oldest?
Second oldest behind.
The oldest player to ever be sent off in the Premier League.
Go on then, here we go. It was in March 2001, if that helps in any way, shape or form.
March 2001?
Playing for West Ham.
Playing for West Ham. Is it a goalkeeper?
No.
It's not a goalkeeper. It's not Teddy Sheringham, is it?
It's not.
Go on.
Stuart Pearce.
Stuart Pearce. Why didn't I just say Arsenal? That's a tapping. I missed that one, eh? Stuart Pearce was playing when he was 40.
38 and
38?
3 days.
Oh my gosh, was it for racially abusing someone? Or did he just do that to Paulins? Anyway, we'll move on, because we don't want to talk too much about Stuart Pearce's racism. Yeah, guys, get involved in the comments. Let us know what you think of that lineup, what you think the score's going to be. Some people, what surprises me about this is there's been a bit of a mixed bag reaction, but there's not as much shock or upset or reaction even that David De Gea has been dropped. Now, if you think about that a couple of years ago, that would be unthinkable for a game that we need to win in the Premier League. But now it seems like people are sort of, there's a mixed reaction. Yeah. Some people are alright with it, some people questioning it, but there doesn't seem to be this, what? No David De Gea for a game we need 3 points in. It seems like people are almost admitting that, you know, A, he's not having the greatest of spells, and B, Dean Henderson's a decent keeper.
I think Dean Henderson's definitely a decent keeper. I think that this, in the past, I think if you look at what happened, you know, Van Gaal's season when he came in and there was those rumours he was going, if it wasn't for a dodgy fax machine or whatever it was, he would have gone. But even those games leading up to that, everyone was going, can we do it with Sergio? I'm not quite comfortable with Sergio Romero there. It's not the same kind of thing with Dean Henderson. I think everyone's a lot more confident with him being there. I think he's a very, very, very good goalkeeper, and I think he will be our number one. So I'm not that worried about it. I'm not panicking, oh my God, Dean Henderson's starting, he's got a clanger in him. It's not that kind of feeling. I'm still not 100% sure who's better out of Dean Henderson and David De Gea, but I'm not disappointed to not see him in the starting 11.
Well, do you know what makes me a little bit surprised about this is the fact that if it was after the Everton game, I could say, okay, yeah, I understand that. Right, there's two things and points I'm going to make here. One, I thought he did okay against Chelsea.
Yep.
There was no dramas there. He had one
good
save. It was a good save, but I said on the Watchalong at the time, it's a save I expect him to make.
Yeah.
I think the only way that goes in is if he almost gets out of the way of it. Also, you could say, okay, he's resting him for the derby. Does a goalkeeper need resting? I don't think he does.
So
I don't think that helps him.
Solskjaer has just come out and said to MUTV, David, that's personal reasons. So
all right, okay.
Don't know what's going on with that one. Anthony got a knock in training on Monday on his knee, so not ready for this. Hopefully ready for the weekend, but we're not sure. He's not mentioned Van der Beek. He must have mentioned it in his press conference yesterday, I'm guessing, and saying that he's not going to be in the squad or available because he's not come out and said anything about Donny Van der Beek. But like I said, David De Gea out for personal reasons and Anthony Martial's got a knock. Maybe that's a little bit of, come on mate, you need a day off kind of thing. It might be one of those kind of injuries, which I wouldn't be surprised with.
Personal reasons to me. Oh, sorry, you talk about Anthony Martial. Yeah. Sorry, go on.
With Anthony Martial, it might be just have a few days off. Like, let's take you out the firing line for a little bit. Maybe even when you're on the bench against City.
We could have done with him tonight, couldn't we, really?
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? It's not like he's been playing loads of football recently. I know he's had a few games.
It must be enough.
But he could, look at the amount of games that Marcus plays in comparison. But in terms of David De Gea, personal reasons, so, until I know otherwise, I'll take the manager's word on that.
Yeah.
Personal reasons could be anything. It could be a family thing. It could be, something's going on in your personal life, hence the personal reason. Or it might be, there's something more sinister. But like I say, I'm not going to start going into conspiracy theories. All he says it's personal reasons. Personal reasons it is, and I'm quite happy with that. Dean Henderson starting. I think he's a very good goalkeeper. I think he's done well when he's come in. I don't think he's quite set the world alight.
No.
Against Sheffield United in the league, he obviously dropped that right clanger, didn't he, when he tried to take on the lad in his own box and it went wrong. But other than that, he's done very well. So I think he's done well. I think if he has a really good game tonight, then that could make a case for him starting against City. But if David De Gea's personal reasons are put behind him by that time, then I wouldn't be surprised if David De Gea comes back into the side, because I think when all's said and done, he is Ollie's number one. Get involved in the comments, let us know. Now, Baggers has explained the Anthony Martial and David De Gea situation. Not much to say on David De Gea, we don't want to get into all the nonsense.
No.
But Anthony Martial suffered a bit of a knock. Again, though, similar to David De Gea, Anthony Martial not being involved doesn't seem to have upset that many people.
No, I think there's a lot of people saying that if we've got Cavani fit, he's got to play. I think that's kind of been the feeling for probably the last 2 or 3 months now. I think ever since the Southampton game when Cavani scored them goals, I think everyone kind of went, do you know what, if he's fit, he's playing. Yeah. And I think that the work rate he puts in and all that, all the worries about Cavani maybe not being up to the physical capabilities of coming in, and maybe he can't do 90 minutes, maybe he can't do any kind of pressing, and it's going to be a very, very different style of centre forward. I think he's ups that on Anthony Martial. I think when he's in the team, I think it adds more. And I think against Chelsea at the weekend, I think that Dan James, Mason and Rashford, as well as Bruno, pressed as a unit very, very well. I think there was times in that game when we could have nicked the ball off Chelsea very, very high up in the pitch. I've just not felt that with Martial in the team the past few weeks. I felt that there was a chance we could nick that ball off them and score a goal in transition rather than us trying to create something, which is something that Ollie brought in and did very early on. We did that a lot when he first came in, especially last season. We nicked the ball a lot higher up in the pitch. Martial seems to be just, I don't know, whether it's eagerness to do it, whether it's just low in confidence, going, do you know what, it's not happening for me, I'm not going to make that run. It's just not been happening, and I think that changing things up seems to have worked. Dan James, again, he's been put on the bench today. I think he did very well against Chelsea, and to be honest, it wouldn't surprise me if he's resting him to start him against City this weekend. I mean,
I don't want to sound broke record, a few months ago, starting Dan James against Manchester City when other options were available would seem crackers, but he is having a good spell, he's had a good few games, so that could be an option, and he had a very, very good game in the Etihad last season against City when we got the win there, the 2-1 win. I thought Dan James was excellent. I thought our entire attacking front three, I think it was James, Martial and Marcus Rashford, of course.
I think Jesse started as well.
Brilliant. Jesse had a great game. He had a great game against Spurs, he had a great game against City. It was those back-to-back wins that sort of relieved some pressure on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer when a few people felt he may be under the cosh. Peter Kelly in a super chat says, not to get into conspiracy theories, but, well, okay, I'll read it out. It is a conspiracy theory. But Zaha hasn't played for Palace since he said he wasn't going to take the knee before games anymore. I'd be very surprised if Crystal Palace, who relies so heavily on Wilfred Zaha, were going to punish him by dropping him because he refused to take the knee. I think he made his feelings clear on that, why he didn't want to take the knee. I respect all players that want to take the knee, and I respect those that don't. I think we live in a country and a society where that's your personal choice if you don't want to do something, and I'm not going to tell Wilfred Zaha what he should or shouldn't be doing when I'm sure he's got his own views and he's anti-racist, of course, and I'm sure he's experienced racism. So it's up to him how he displays his feelings towards that. I don't know whether that would be a case for someone. I mean, that is sort of making a difficult situation much more worse than it has to be. You respect the player's decision. You don't drop him. I don't think you can even get away with that. I think if that was the case, Zaha, he could even end up, going on, just resigning, not resigning.
I think that
going on strike or whatever.
I think Zaha's been open to, he came out and did the interview of the week and was quite open in a lot of those interviews. I don't if that was the case, I don't see Wilfred Zaha not coming out and saying something about that. I don't think that's the case. I do think he's injured, because Roy Hodgson was even saying, he said, I think he mentioned this week that the rearranging of this game, because if this was moved from, was it next week or the week after where we would have been playing Crystal Palace, moved this forward, which means that there's a less chance of Zaha being fit for it. I think he was a bit disappointed that he couldn't have Wilfred Zaha to play against Manchester United, who obviously causes problems at Old Trafford at the start of the season.
Oh, that game against season is one for you baggers, right? Do you want to tell me how Victor Lindelof's handball was a handball against Crystal Palace and how Callum Hudson-Odoi's handball wasn't a handball? How are those two different?
To play slight devil's advocate, I do believe they did change the rule about 3 or 4 games into the season and said these are getting a little bit ridiculous, because remember the first 6 games of the season, anytime the ball touched anyone in the box,
There
it was a
no
penalty.
deliberate, it didn't matter, there was no unnatural, it was just if the ball hit your hand.
But again, I think we've talked about the Callum Hudson-Odoi penalty.
We haven't spoken about it enough, and I'm going to carry on talking about it.
He's only going to get moody if we start bringing it up. It wasn't a penalty.
He doesn't even care. He's not even football. He's only pretending.
He's not even watching us.
We've got another super chat from Vion Biasia. Forgive me if I butchered your name. Maybe Martial is affected by lockdown. Nobody knows the effects of lockdown on players mentally. Maybe that he needs other things between games. Listen, that's not a bad point at all. We don't know the effects of lockdown on players. And players are human. I know the effects of lockdown on myself, on my kids, on my family, on my friends. I've got quite a few friends I've spoke to recently who've really been struggling. And just because you play professional football doesn't make that any easier. In some cases, it might even make it worse because you're under more of a microscope. So that is a very good point. Maybe he is struggling with lockdown. You have to look at this. We were speaking earlier on in the season, me and you baggers, about Mason Greenwood and how he might have been struggling a little bit. Young lad, coming to terms with his fame and some of the pressures and some of the idiotic stories, the disingenuous stories that were doing the rounds about him as well. I see they've not gone away. There's still some just absolute dross being published about him. Maybe that was getting to him a little bit. Andy Martial, it could be the same because this is such a crazy time
for
that
me,
we're living in.
Look, if that is the case, don't look like, oh, you let it go off.
Don't worry, I know what to do now. Press the button and swipe.
If that is the case, if it has been affected by lockdown, I think that's where your manager has to, not take the blame, but has to, maybe manage the players a bit better. I think he's managed Mason really well in all this. I think that when he went through his patch, he didn't play him through anything. He didn't force him to do anything. He didn't make him do anything he didn't need to. He didn't play him. He didn't start him in a lot of games where people were saying, why isn't Mason Greenwood starting? If Martial's gone through the same thing and he has tried to play him through this, then that's something on Ollie. I don't think that's the case. I don't think Ollie, the person that's come in and has managed players so well, maybe not in games, and maybe you can criticise his substitutions, but in terms of him managing players into a team and managing players that maybe things are going bad for them off the pitch, on the pitch, whatever it is, I think Ollie's got it spot on all the way throughout, and I don't think he'll let that happen to Anthony Martial. I think it's just a bit of, he went through that run at the start of the season, not scoring goals, and then it really affected him, and he didn't come out the other side of that. So I don't think Ollie would let it get to that stage, in my personal view. But again, we don't know at all what's going on with a lot of these players, and like you said, who knows how the lockdown is affecting a lot of these guys.
I like this fan. Danny says Southgate should never have had Mason speak to the press or dropped him. Completely agree. I thought Gareth Southgate made an absolute mountain out of that molehill. Dropped him, made him speak. Spoke to the press first time, which I thought was a bad idea because then he was getting asked questions about the Harry Maguire situation in Mykonos, which he never should have been put in that situation where he was fielding questions about Harry Maguire. It was a completely idiotic decision from Gareth Southgate, not the first one he's made, in my opinion. Then you had the whole Phil Foden and Mason Greenwood inviting women back to the hotel room thing. Dropped him. Then, when that's all done and dusted, and you think, right, okay, let's move on, he carried it on. He's still out of the squad because of that sort of thing. I think Gareth Southgate just handled it all horribly. There was no sort of acknowledgement that these are 2 young lads, and I include Phil Foden in this because I don't care if he's a City player, he's still obviously a youngster, that it could have been dealt with quickly and painlessly, and he just made it much, much worse. Get involved in score predictions. A couple of people asking about Andy Tate. Andy Tate isn't here tonight, but he will be back on Sunday for the derby. Don't worry. You can have him. What time was it? Sorry, bro.
4:30 kickoff. So we'll be live at 3 o'clock. I think if that makes
3 o'clock.
sense.
So on
3 o'clock.
The derby, obviously, you have myself. I think Andy Tate.
Joe
Smith will be here.
I'll be here.
Baggers will be here. We'll be getting some reaction as well, I think, from Stephen Allison. A couple of people asking about Steve. He's I don't know why people asking about him. Me and him will be on the brew on Friday, so you can field him any questions you've got for him. Then people's asking, about sort of things going on in Martial's private life. He's had an issue with his wife, things going off at home. You don't know. I don't know. I mean, all I know is that Anthony Martial looks a shadow almost of the player he was last season, and we just want to see him getting back to full form because I still like Anthony Martial. Some of you in the comments say, you've sort of had enough and all that. I've still not given up. Call me deluded or whatever. I still think there's a player there in Anthony Martial we can get the best out of, and I hope that we see some of that towards the end of the season.
But on this note, I think that if you look at City this season, you look at the fact that they've not had Aguero for the entire season. Now, in very different circumstances, Martial maybe a dip in form, Aguero having the injury. But it's not affected them because they've got 5 other attackers they can bring in that they spent 50, 60 million pounds on. That they can just go, do you know what? He's having a bad run of form. He's not adapting. Even Ferran Torres that they signed this summer.
Who?
Exactly. If we'd have signed that kind of player and didn't play him, like we've got...
Didn't they buy Nathan Ake?
Nathan Ake's been injured, not even mentioned. Because they've got so many other players and because they've got a massive squad, they can just say, well, we can just put him on the bench. It's fine.
We
can't do that with Anthony Martial.
We bought Donny van de Beek. Everyone was going berserk because he wasn't getting a game. Edinson Cavani, we bought him. He's pretty much our first choice striker now, despite the fact he's 34 years old. Tellez, what they cost about 12 million or something. He's played quite a lot of games for someone who's played we paid only 12 million quid for. So I get that United have spent money and not always been straight into the first team, but when you look at, like you were saying, Manchester City, I read somewhere the other day, had $500 million worth of talent on the bench. I've never seen that before in my lifetime. I've never ever seen a club who's got that much worth of players on the bench that they've actually bought for. I've seen it when you've had that famous bench with the likes of Thierry Henry and all the rest of it for Barca, who are probably worth around that. But they actually spend that money and to still have it on the bench. I mean, listen, I get it, see, they've got money, they're going to spend it. But that doesn't alter the fact that United are miles behind in terms of squad strength.
And that's it. But you look at left back this season for Man United, and you brought Tellez in, who everyone at the start of the season was, this is going to be our new first choice left back. He's brilliant. He's not played, but we've got someone very good there. We've also got Brandon Williams that can fill in as well. Because we've got squad depth where you've got 2 or 3 players for a position, two very, very good players, 1 academy player. It means that there's not as much pressure on that one player to come into a squad and do it. For example, Donny van de Beek, people have been pressurising him to play. He may not be fit, he may not have adapted quite well, give him time. Look what City did last year with Cancelo. He played very, very few games. I think Donny van de Beek started as many games as Cancelo's done for City this season, kind of thing, in the Premier League. And what happened is, he bed into it, he's grown into his role, and now look at him. Now look how well he's playing. He's probably best right back. He's probably been the best season in the league on the right hand side for City. You've got to have, if you've got that squad, if you've got that amount of players, you can give these players a little bit of time, and there's no pressure on putting them into the team. And I think the same thing with taking Martial out. If we have 2 or 3 players in that position, if we'd have had another forward, if we've added Sancho this year, you could have played Marcus Rashford through the middle, Mason through the middle, and put Sancho on there, and you've still not got the pressure that Martial's been put on.
Just before this super chat disappeared, because there's no one there. Simon Howard in super chat says, can Jimmy Busquets Garner will be ready to step into a 3-man midfield with McTominay and Pogba, all appear to complement each other and all academy graduates? I mean, you may see that. I don't know. I think it's going to end up by the time Jimmy Garner gets into the first team, Paul Pogba's going to have moved on. I know there were stories about him maybe signing a new deal. I'm not so confident.
Pinch of salt with him. I think it's one of those. I did the news this morning that morning about Paul Pogba. And I think that it's almost covering bases a little bit, because I just think that Raiola probably wants him to move on. I don't think Paul Pogba is that bothered whether he's a Real Madrid player, Juventus player, Manchester United player next season. I think he'd be quite happy in all 3 of those places. I think that if he can't get that move to Juventus that Raiola wants, or where he wants the cash, I think that he'd be quite happy to stay at Manchester United. I think he'd be quite happy. And I think that these rumours coming out are, if we can't get this done, he's happy to stay here and do that. Mentioning Jimmy Garner, I saw a tweet from a Forest fan today saying, I've resigned myself to saying I'm not going to see James Garner in a Forest shirt past this season because he's that good, which is just good signs for Manchester United.
It is good signs. Bartek Bresky says, no Ollie in goal, Jay. Yeah, I think I said Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was in goal the other week. I don't know what it was on about. I can't even explain. It's not even the drugs anymore. I can't even use that excuse. It's just pure idiocy by me, to be honest with you. Maybe it's old age. I'm getting on a bit, aren't I? Yeah. Ross Murphy says, can Jay Motty get to the watch-along table in time? Do you know what? This is what I'm up against. There's some distance between this table and the watch-along table.
But you've been doing your running.
I've not done a run for all week. I'm slacking. We will have the guys joining us shortly. We'll have Adam McKola and Joe Smith and myself, the watch-along. Also, at half-time, you're going to have him and Ronaldo Brown.
The infamous Ronaldo Brown.
Can we forget about the pigeon conspiracies this week, whatever it was last week?
Well, it depends how the game's going. Because if we're losing and stuff, do we want to talk about Crystal Palace, or do we want to talk about Ronaldo Brown and the robot pigeons? Because I prefer talking about robot pigeons when United are losing. I don't know about you guys.
To be fair, anything was better than that absolute ball fest that was served up at Stamford Bridge. Carl James Fenton says $5. Says Jay pulls a hammy. During the run, not the first time. I did that on the Dad's race at my daughter's sports race, and I had to finish the race because I couldn't stop. It was a right weird run. It was most embarrassing. Mike Smalling says the pigeon whisperer. Yeah. Hang on a minute. What's that about? Someone said if Pogba gets rid of his agent, I'll be okay with him staying. Don't think that's going to happen. Listen, I'd love to see Paul Pogba staying. I hope he does. I just don't know if that will happen. And if we will see that triumvirate you mentioned of Garner, Pogba and McTominay. Scott McTominay's having a good season, isn't he?
He is, yeah. I think he had, coming back in, I think he got a little bit of stick after the weekend saying that he didn't have his best of games, but he hadn't played in a while.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't his best game. I think he's got 7
goals this season.
7 goals this season, which is quite decent. I think he's done well. I think he's, I think there's still another level from Scott McTominay. Do give us a like as well. Make sure you're liking the video.
What are we up to on likes, Jay?
I don't,
440. How many people are watching?
There's 2,500 people.
We said
watching.
1,000. Come on, let's hit 1,000 likes before we see Adam McKola.
440 have liked it. By my calculations, that's less than half. So yeah, get involved in that and give us a like. Come on, give us a like. No matter whether you think.
Please like me, oh.
Adam McKola's shouting, "Please like me" off camera, and
Yeah.
you'll see in a minute that he's come dressed in fancy dress today, like Neil Armstrong.
He has.
Hey,
our own astronaut.
Call me a space cadet. Well, he's come dressed as one. So we'll have Adam McKola in the flesh shortly. Don't worry. So you can ask him all about his NASA Adidas top. He setting examples, this lad. Yes. As you may have heard, we've got the team news. We've got the Baggers are going to go through. Go through it, Baggers, for us. Who's in goal for us?
Team news. In goal, we have Dean Henderson in goal. Right back, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He's always there. Always Wan-Bissaka.
Ever present.
Back. Eric Bayer returns to centre of defence alongside Harry Maguire. Luke Shaw. February's Manchester United Player of the Month at left. Month.
Player of the month. Was that a Freudian slip there about Luke Shaw being a bit big boned?
He's not a bit big boned.
I'm not into that sort of humour.
De Gea and Marshall are out of the squad. We've got Fred and Matic in midfield. We also have Marcus Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, Mason Greenwood, and the return of give it to Eddie Cavani up top for tonight.
Player of the month.
Player of the month.
On the bench for us.
On the bench, we have Lee Grant on the bench.
My favourite reserve goalkeeper, that.
Victor Lindelof, Alex Tellez, Twanzebe, Brandon Williams, Ahmad, Dan James, Scott McTominay, and Shola
Shoretire. We're getting there now with his name or what? We've had ups and downs with that.
Say what we want with it now, aren't we?
Have you got the Crystal Palace team as well?
I can pull that.
Sorry,
Find the Crystal
I
Palace.
thought you had it to hand. I didn't.
What I can do is
we know there's no Wilfried Zaha because he's injured.
Yes.
In fact, they're missing quite a few players. I think they had 8 players out, but we've seen this before.
Goes to the Crystal Palace team. I'm pulling it up on the One Football app, which you can click the link in the description to get hold of. We've got Guaita in goal, Ward, Kouyaté, Cahill, and Patrick Van Aanholt make up their back four. Milivojevic, McCarthy, Andros Townsend, Eze, Jordan Ayew, and Christian Benteke.
Do you know Andros Townsend once? I was asked to do a thing like for this channel. They said, "Can you do something for tell us a player who you'd pick for your fantasy football team, one who's a maybe and one to avoid." And City were playing Crystal Palace, right? So my one to avoid in midfield was Andros Townsend.
Was that when he scored that goal?
And he scored like a 30-yard screamer.
Man of the match.
He was man of the match and everything. He's the one player in the whole of the Premier League I picked out. Don't bother with him. He's rubbish. Not just he's rubbish.
He's rubbish. They're playing City. Never going to score.
He's never going to do anything. And he scored an absolute worldie. Well, hopefully he won't do that tonight. I mean, that's it's obviously a threadbare team, but there's 1 or 2 players there who are quite decent.
Eze looks smart.
out of contract in the summer. He's quite a decent left back.
He is decent. Did he score against us? A couple of seasons. Was it last season he scored?
Yeah,
away.
So.
Oh no, it was the Matic goal season.
3-2, wasn't it?
He scored one of their goals.
When Adam Wan-Bissaka was man of the match that game, wasn't
he? Yeah. Well, and we got him. So
it's
all good. All good. What are comments saying? Are they talking about the player of the month?
Player of the month.
It's good this one, isn't it?
Yeah. Ivan Federstoff says, "Sure, being England's left back for the Euros would be peak. Luke deserves the recognition for stepping up and keeping Tellez out." Hashtag Wenger out. Jake Oridian says, "Tellez over Shaw." Disciple of Ollie says, "I want revenge for that fluke win early in the season Yeah, I mentioned that earlier, didn't we, with the Lindelof handball and everything. Just United didn't get going in that game, really. I think we had a bit of a hangover from lack of pre-season. Anyway, we're going to throw over to Adam McKola and Joe Smith, and I'll be joining them very shortly as well. For the watch-along, they'll be bringing you all the latest news. You've had the team news there, but I'll have updates and then talking you through the game. So we'll go over to Joe and Mako.
What's going on? Make sure you head over to stretfordpaddock.bigcartel.com. Check out all the new merch. Remember, members get 10% off. Go and do it now. See you later.
You all right, Adam? How are you, Adam? You good?
I could genuinely cry.
Go on.
Like,
cry then, if
we
you're so
do
hard.
these things every day.
Yeah, we're good.
Somehow we still go back to Al with his hands up his shirt.
Yeah.
His shirt, by the way, is from stretfordpaddock.bigcartel.com.
Nice.
You can't get these from there. These are exclusive ones.
These guns.
One-piece types for spacemen like me. So
I don't know if it's my headphones, but I don't know if your mic's not on. We'll sort that out. How are you doing, Jay?
Yeah, I'm alright. I'm good. I'm excited now. I've got that pre-match feeling, that excited feeling. Especially now I've seen the team and I'm quite happy with it. Edinson Cavani's in. Me and you did the preview. We didn't think he'd be fit enough, did we? But he is. So that's good news. Dean Henderson, I'm okay with that actually. I think he's a good goalkeeper, and I think arguably deserves a bit of a chance in the league. I know it's from personal reasons for David De Gea rather than anything to do with form or Ollie preferring him. But yeah, quite a good, strong lineup there, especially when you look at that front four.
Let's have a look at that lineup then, if we bring that up on the screen, and we'll go through that. I'm surprised that Cavani's starting, to be honest. I didn't think he would.
No,
neither of us did we? No. Are you surprised by that lineup, Adam? Do you like it, first of all?
I'm not surprised by it, no, because I imagined, no point in me talking, man.
It's working.
Yeah, you're on.
Is it working? Yeah. I can't hear myself.
Okay, it's the headphones.
It's a bit fucking all over the place. If I can't hear myself, is it really happening?
No.
Okay, so do I speak?
Yeah, you're fine now. You're good.
All right. Yeah, Cavani, I think, would have been on the bench today if Anthony Martial was fit. I think he probably would have looked to bring Cavani off the bench today, get him fit enough to start him against Manchester City, because who are you going to go with against Manchester City between Martial and Cavani in the form they're in at the moment? Cavani. So I think if it wasn't for Martial's injury, then we would have seen Cavani maybe on the bench. Obviously, David De Gea has been left out due to the fact that he's got family issues.
I just thought personally.
Now, I think his partner is pregnant, isn't she?
Oh.
So it could be. Hopefully, it's good news.
Yeah.
And nothing untoward's happened. But yeah, so fingers crossed for Dave and his family. We hope everything's cool. But that's the reason why he's left out. He's not been dropped. Neither of them have been dropped, although you could make the argument for both of them to be dropped.
I think so, yeah. I mean, we were talking about it pre-match build-up there with Baggers, and I think David De Gea did okay against Chelsea. A lot of people raving about him. I thought he did all right. I expected him to make the save he made and didn't think he had much else to do. But overall, I think he has been a bit questionable this season. Anthony Martial, yeah, we've spoken about his form quite a lot. So, yeah, it's one of those where I would have liked to have seen him play today because, like you were saying there, Joe, I think Edinson Cavani, you want to see him fit as a fiddle for the derby as well. Yeah. And also, I don't think Martial dropping him off form would have helped him. Personally, I think at worst he's just put on the bench. But yeah, I didn't realise that David De Gea was expecting. So I think
he's not, Jay.
Well, his missus is. Yeah,
I didn't know about that either.
Nor did I till I read a few tweets. An OK magazine.
But do you know what?
I
remember when my missus was expecting, I didn't go. It was past due date, and I wouldn't go to the game because my signal was that bad at Old Trafford. I thought, can you imagine coming out of Old Trafford with like 20 missed calls?
Time at you,
and you're like, yeah, I know. I'm such a Johnny come lately.
Why is the signal so shit at Old Trafford?
I know. It's not like we're a big club or anything. Do you know what I mean? It's not like it's
You see where my old. So I got moved the last season we were in the ground. I'd just been moved down like 10 rows because I sat in the Stretford end. W3101, right at the back. There was one row behind me. So because of where I was, I used to get great reception, like for the whole game, apart from half-time.
I remember, yeah.
I'd always have 4G, 5G or something.
I remember that.
I used to blag and say, got no signal, can't tweet.
Yeah, I remember that.
But a lot of the time, I had perfect signal, apart from at half-time. And then once they've moved me 10 rows down, just absolutely shit.
I've never had signal.
Have you not?
I mean, I ain't got season
I was in Jay
stand,
and that was awful. And then I moved to where not far from where he is. and it's pretty much the
Once
same.
I went in the press box for, I think it was the Man United Legends, Bayern Munich Legends game.
Yeah.
And so I had the Wi-Fi. So then when I went to the next game, as a just normal fan, not press, I tried to connect and it was too far. Like it was just too far around the corner. If I was in the family stand, may I got away with it.
I was in the press box once at Old Trafford, and this lad I knew came over levered, started shouting to me, and started slagging off all the journalists I was sat there.
Jay, have a go at him for me,
That's
will
what he
ya?
was like. I was like, oh my God.
Something to talk about before we start.
Unlike the journalists having a
Oh,
go
go
at
on.
you for being in the press
Yes,
box, like
you don't
Samuel
mind.
Fuckface once did
Oh,
about
mate,
us.
We
What
was there
happened?
before him. We was there before him.
The
Anyway,
prick,
the
anyway,
Muppet,
you right to glorify blog the pussy.
where he nicks Joe's tweets, tries to pass them off as his own
What a
research.
fringe.
Hey.
Those kind of fringes just
absolutely
hate people like us.
Despicable
Come
behaviour.
along, do their jobs better than they ever could,
Yeah.
while he's writing a shit blog for a paper that's not even relevant anymore. What a wanker.
Leicester have just drawn 1-1 with Burnley, by the way, so United can go 4 points clear of Leicester. Pretty big. I mean, that's a big result for United.
all joking aside,
not
it is.
not massive, but decent.
I mean, we have to. I don't want to bring the tone down or anything, but we have to be realistic there. It's looking like it's top 4, isn't it, that we're aiming for. And that's,
Top 1.
Yeah, okay. And that is a massive boost for us in that endeavour. So, yeah, Leicester are looking a bit shaky recently, aren't they? So, hopefully we get 3 points tonight going to the derby with a bit of confidence, and who knows?
Something else I want to talk about. United's lineups keep getting leaked, or portions of United's lineups keep getting leaked. Does that bother you? Do you care? Do you think it's a problem? Do you think how are people getting this info? Because
Hold on a minute.
there's multiple people tweeting.
My loyalty is being questioned in these super chats.
Go on.
Simon Howard.
Yeah. Let's not insult.
Thank you for your super chat,
Yeah,
Simon.
good
We
lad.
appreciate
Well,
your support.
First things first.
He says,
thank you.
so what's Adam's take on Martial? Is he ready to cut ties yet and move?
Oh.
Cut ties and move on.
Whoa, steady.
Where is the loyalty?
Do you know what?
Loyalty is first or the bullshit second, my brother. Don't you listen to D12?
I'm almost relieved. Right? Almost relieved Martial's not in tonight.
So
Then he
Mike
won't
can't
be
get
angry.
embarrassed.
He got so angry when Rashford didn't pass to him the other week. I thought he was going to explode. I was like, do you remember, was it the start of the Wolves game?
Yeah.
And I was like, it was like being at the game with my dad. Steam coming out of his ears, and he was just sort of like, ugh. Well, yeah, hopefully he'll turn his phone
It's a
around.
good
I've not
question
given
on
up
the
on
weekend,
Martial myself.
Yeah, good lad. See, me and him haven't even given up on Danny Welbeck, so...
Well, why would we? He's only, 31? He's still got years left in him. He's come back to Old Trafford.
How many goals does he have to get a season to break Rooney's record? Only like 60.
Doable, mate.
Ronaldo did that in 2013. So
Absolutely doable.
could be.
Oh, do you know what? Can I just tell you something quickly?
Go on.
I was chatting to Rick. You know, does United really stand covers for the
Yes,
for the
he's
fan
really
team?
good he is.
Yeah,
Bandit
and he-
Nana.
Yeah, Bandit Nana. That
Shout him
interview's
out,
out on
or her
Friday.
out,
Yeah,
him.
it's him, Rick Baxter, and he was saying, but he has to do them 3 weeks in advance, and he's saying sometimes that can be quite difficult because things can change. And he said people call him the kiss of death for some players, and he said I did a Danny Welbeck one.
Oh no!
Because Danny Welbeck was scoring loads of goals. Remember, he scored 6 in 6 under Moyes. He said by the time the magazine came out, he had an absolute stink and ended up getting sold.
Front page, Danny Welbeck. Hi. Yeah. So about this leaking, then, does it bother you? Because when it was happening under Jose, was it Jose? All right, go on then.
You with your banging tweets these weeks.
I mean, people
So-
keep going on about this.
You
Like
keep
I
going
go
on
on
about
about. I don't keep going. I brought it up.
That's why we keep going on about it,
Right.
because you don't. And
Okay.
it's getting annoying to you.
It
the
does
fact that
annoy
we keep
me.
going about
It annoys me
what's
that
here.
people are going to think I just talk about one tweet I did once.
So listen,
go on then.
obviously, those bangs for you come few and far between.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean?
He went there.
Jay,
Was that a
you know,
sex joke then?
He amplifies his on via full-time Devils and Stretford Paddock. And,
Obviously. That's
cheeky
the only
little-
reason I've got any followers.
So, we know what your tricks are. But listen, imagine you could guarantee a bang every single match day.
Yeah.
5 hours before the game, 4 hours, 3 hours before the game.
Yeah.
By tweeting the team.
Yes.
Would you do it, or does your loyalty to the club come first? Because you're not earning anything out of it, are you really?
I think
But
you are earning
retweets.
something out of it.
What?
I think long term, I think people that have done that have got a lot more followers out of it. I think that can lead to becoming an influencer long term if you get tens of thousands of followers over a season because people know you're a go-to guy for news. I'm not saying that's why people are doing it, but I'd say you can do that, and you could easily hit the sort of target the amount of followers where people go, actually, do you want to push my charcoal toothpaste or whatever? So you could get some out of it. Personally, I wouldn't want to get involved in it. And I'll tell you why, I used to have a mate who hung around with Chris Smalling.
You used to have mates?
I used to. I don't have any more. That's,
That's such a job, that, yeah.
Even the kids don't want to know me. But he was, fair. He was mates with Chris Smalling. I remember once he told me some news. He's like, oh, Smalling's in the team today. And I was like, all right, I didn't swear, but then it turned out he wasn't. He got it wrong, or Fergie changed his mind, sorry. And I just think, it's just an headache. Just another headache, more stress and worry. And I remember once, I had a mate who, again, he was quite good on the team news, always used to know it. And once when I was at Wembley, I think he was there for the League Cup final, I was doing my report, and it was pre-recorded, and it was just as the team news was about to be announced, so I didn't know the team news. Right. It was going to go out after the team news had been announced. So I took a punt on what my mate had told me, and said the teams are out, and this is it. And he was right, but my heart was going, waiting for it, because I thought, if I'm wrong, I've just recorded news that is fake news, literally.
That's one of the things. I wouldn't like to put it out there, because one, if you're wrong, you look like...
It's just stress, isn't it?
But two, I don't feel there's enough... Now, people might say, Mac, you've got 125,000 Twitter followers already, so, why do you want to go and do that anyway?
125,000?
And I understand. Pathetic. You can follow me at Twitter at Adam McKola. But, do you know what I mean? I wouldn't.
What, from a moral perspective?
Oh, yeah. Is this what you're saying?
No, because it's my team, innit? What if... I'm also sure that...
Well, that is a moral perspective.
You're then giving...
He's just said a moral perspective. You just went, no, because it's my team, innit?
Yeah,
that's what
morals.
he means.
I'm being selfish. Like, if it was another team, I'd do them over.
Yeah, but...
So my morals go out the window then?
No, but surely
it's
your
loyalty.
All right. Okay.
Loyalty.
Not morals.
Not morals. There's a t-shirt. No morals, just loyalty.
Loyalty first, morals second.
Right,
I like that.
Yeah?
That's good, actually, because that means if your mate, I don't know, let's say kicks someone really hard, you're looking after him before you look after the person. I get it.
I've just had a little word in my ear.
Someone come in your ear.
Almost. We need 190 likes to hit the 1,000k target I said before kickoff.
Not 1,000k, because that's a million.
1,000k. Yeah, well, why do we aim small? 1,000k, yeah, a million. I didn't misspeak. That's what I meant. All right.
We did misspeak because we ain't 190 likes, a million likes.
But
yeah, go on.
I'm fully, you think teams don't go. Let's say Crystal Palace today,
Why
Roy Hodgson.
It's like you're kicking off.
Do you want to know
Roy Hodgson
else?
goes,
right.
This fella's right every week. Surely he's right this week. We can change our team
you know what you could do? You could do like Colleen Rooney with Rebecca Vardy. You could leak to certain people and then find out,
But do you want to know something else, Adam? Do you want to know something else?
It's Rebecca Vardy.
No. Oh, yeah, maybe.
It definitely was her, by the way.
Here's the other thing,
Hashtag
though. Do you know Roy Hodgson
Hashtag
can
allegedly.
also, 1 hour before the game, look at Manchester United's app and go, here's the team, we can change our team.
But that's when you can't change your team anymore. You're giving them...
Though.
You can't, you twat.
Oh, he got injured in the war. He got injured in the warm-up.
No, because you can't do that.
Yes, you can. Sorry. Eze was injured in the warm-up.
No. Because you're giving them hours preparation.
To do what? While they're eating pasta
run the game
3 hours
100
before
times on
kickoff.
Football Manager, see which tactic works best.
If they're just eating pasta 3 hours before kickoff, all of a sudden they know that Rashford's not playing and that Greenwood is. They're not going to... I don't think it matters. I wouldn't do it.
Shit and you're the leak.
I wouldn't do it because I do feel morally... I know you don't care about that sort of thing. Morally, I would be like, it does feel a bit snitchy. So I wouldn't do it.
Snitches get stitches. I'm proud of you there.
I wouldn't do it.
What did you say the other day?
What?
Snitches get stitches and end up in ditches.
Bitches. Right, let's talk about something else. Ollie was talking in the pre-match preview team, whatever it's called, press conference. There you go. He was talking about United's transfers in the summer. Now, that's something we're all interested in. It's something that if we want to go from where we are now to winning the Premier League, as that's looking unlikely this season, United are probably going to have to get a few transfers in. He came out and sort of softened people's expectations a little bit. He said there's going to be less and less transfers happening with all these changes. He also said the lack of income, the finances has affected everyone. We have to be realistic and responsible in the way we do business on and off the pitch.
Businessman.
First of all, do you believe that? Do you think he's telling the truth, or do you think he's not trying to sort of show off to Europe that we've still got plenty of money? Or do you think it's true and that we won't be able to sign anyone? And do you think that's kind of the owners going, oh, perfect, an excuse not to sign anyone? Or do you think it's genuine and that's just a sort of unavoidable effect of the last 12 months?
I think I'm scared that there's a little bit of truth in it, in the sense that I think it's the owners might be using the pandemic and the sort of the loss, in inverted commas, of income from that as an excuse not to spend money. I think their ambition is just to sort of finish in the top four and get that Champions League revenue. I don't think they've got aspirations or ambitions to try and win the title. So I think they may be saying, to LA, listen, we've not got the budget, we've not got the money that we wanted for some of the transfers that you want. And that's why he's coming out. He's being truthful. I don't think he's a puppet in any sense of imagination. I think he's just being honest about where he's at with his transfers. I hope I'm wrong. We have got money and he's being a bit sneaky. And actually, we go out and we buy Jadon Sancho and Jack Grealish and all the rest of it. But I've just got no faith in these owners, man. I just think they'll use this pandemic as an excuse.
What do you think?
Yeah, they don't need an excuse, do they?
No, that's true.
They don't need an excuse, and they'll use any excuse to be able to cut back. But also, I agree with what Jay's saying, but just to play devil's advocate almost, if you look at last summer, wasn't there a leak that news that came out? United have loaned 150 million so they can spend that on on transfers or something.
Yeah.
And then you go into the market where everyone knows you have the P's then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Arsenal, remember that season Arsenal, everyone thought they had 40 million to spend and they ended up getting a deal for Pepe and all that sorted, which I know that will be going on until he's retired. But, if you play broke, you might be able to get yourself a few more deals than you maybe could have.
And also, surely we must have saved some money last year. We got Van der Beek for 40 million, Telles for about 15 million. We got, Diallo,
a lot of the wages dropped as well because big players have big money left.
Lukaku out. We got Ashley Young out. I know that Young isn't on loads of money. We've got Smalling out.
No, but when you think of it,
Young's
wage, I guarantee Wan-Bissaka and James's wage combined isn't more than what his was.
Exactly. So there has to, even if there wasn't money available last season, surely not spending last year and then we've got this year as well. Surely there's some money available. We've got a few super chats. Simon Howard, following up on what he said before about Martial, he said, I believe in Martial not as a number 9. The only future I see for Martial is if him and Rashi agree to go 2s up on every right back in the league, starting with Trent.
Go 2s on a bastard, eh?
Con1WS says, other than Pogba, I'd say this is our strongest 11. I'd probably agree with that, to be honest.
That used to be my favourite chat blind.
Yeah.
To go in 2s on a bastard.
Bit heavy.
And they say romance is dead.
Damon Maidman.
Romance and chivalry.
Damon Maidman with the super chat as well. 21 is coming soon. Not now, but soon.
I like that.
Paul McCormick, my favourite watch-along lineup, lads.
You missed Cons,
Which one?
Cons. He said this is the best lineup, barring Pogba.
I just read that.
All right, I ignored you.
Yeah,
when
good.
I said it.
He said, my favourite watch-along lineup, lads. Fingers crossed for a good performance after that on Sunday. Up the effing Paddock and Connor Smythe, but it's pronounced Smith, I know it is, because I say it every time. I think making multiple huge signings is going to be more or less gone for the next year or two at least. Although Chelsea did it last season, so they found a way to do it.
It's Smythe when it's got an E.
Yeah, it's Smith. I know it's Smith. I've spoken to him. He's a good lad.
The trouble with Chelsea.
Are you related?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
It's quite rare, that name, as well, isn't it?
With a Y it is. Piss take.
What are you getting all offended for? I wasn't taking a mick out of you.
Do you reckon
Joe Smith?
Do you reckon Connor's fam thought, sick of this shit, everyone's got Smith, and he just went, let's just drop a Y in this shit.
Yeah, keep it as Smith,
Jazz
but we'll smell it differently.
It's nice, that, isn't it? I like they've done that. I think that's the best way of
I'd rather be a Smith with a Y than a Smith with an I.
Of course. Different, isn't it?
Them Smith with an I stink, don't they, Joe?
Not really for me to talk about that.
Anyway, we've got over 1,000 likes, so let's get 2,000 likes.
Shit.
Come on, let's do this. Let's get to 2,000 likes. Give us a
Oh my
like.
jeebus, look at that. Results since going top.
Don't worry about that.
Results since Adam opened his stupid mouth.
No, it's not about going top, though. I don't think those results are due to that. I think it's just, if you looked at the results before that, we had loads of really good results, and then you can't continue that for a full season.
But it's just the results where we drop points.
Yeah, but it just so happened that our results were so good before that they put us top. I don't think it was a mentality.
We got to stop this McTominay Fred
that.
stuff in every.
We ain't got it in this game.
In every big game.
Oh.
We got to stop that. Obviously, we had no choice in the last game, no Pogba, but we miss Pogba so much when he doesn't play. And it's funny because there's about 3-4 months ago, everyone was saying, oh, Pogba, you're going to have to fight for your spot in this team. Now Fred and McTominay are about, well, come on, really? He walks into the team with his hands behind his back.
I love Pogba.
And he's cock hanging out.
Well, we missed him from the moment he went off against Everton.
Yeah.
He was the best player on the pitch then. And I think if he stays on, we don't get a draw there. I think we win.
I agree.
Yeah. He's been playing well. He got the goal against Burnley, got the goal against Fulham. So he's weighing in with goals. He was weighing in performances. Get my words out. And now how long have we got till he's back? Go on, you're his mate. How long
soon, hopefully.
All right, well, thanks for that. So we're just going to have to make do.
The last 5 meetings there against Palace up on the screen.
Yes.
That is pretty terrible, isn't it?
Well, I'll tell you what's terrible,
Palace haven't
Joseph,
been top half during any of that.
It's them 2 losses at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
Back-to-back losses to Crystal Bleeding Palace at Old Trafford. So what about
What is that all about?
Roy Hodgson coming to Old Trafford and getting back-to-back victories? Should be ashamed of yourselves.
Connor says, I am bang on.
About what?
About the names. Smith
and Smythe.
Smith with a Y.
They just got sick of it and just like, fuck it, let's just switch it up.
Sick of it. They upgraded. You know what I mean? Sort your life out, man. Put an E at the end of your name or something.
I could do actually.
Smith with a Z.
Smythe. I don't like Smythe.
Smith.
I could do Schmidt.
Schmidt.
Do German.
Schmidt.
Yeah.
See,
Schmidt.
See, you say Schmidt is German, but I automatically think American. Is that because of Jump Street?
Probably.
He's called Smith, isn't he?
Yeah.
I can hear Ice Cube shouting Smith.
Yeah.
And he high fives him when he bangs his daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the
funny
one.
It's funny that. Peter Kelly says, just wondering, but whatever happened to that Irish lad back when you were FTD, who did a couple of weekly videos with Sam and was just never on again?
That's a deep cue, that, isn't it? A deep question.
Who is he and what's he on about?
Irish lad.
I wasn't around in those days, so
Sam.
I'm going to have to refer to
Ian
you.
weren't Irish. Do you mean Ian? Ian
Comedy Smith?
His middle name's not really comedy.
You know I'm simple. If I read something like that, I've caught him for the rest of his life.
He's talking Ian, right?
Blonde
He's
fella.
not Irish.
Irish.
He wasn't blonde either.
But the one that did videos with Sam?
Blonde Irish fella.
Maybe
I
we
don't
can think
know.
about this.
Yes, off camera.
Miles Van Eaton with a super chat says, names with more Y's get more questions.
Dave was Polish Irish mank, wasn't he? Remember Dave? He used to do fan cam, but he was never on with Sam. Shout out Dave, by the way. Dave Crook, miss you, bro. Hope you're doing well.
Love the
you.
content as always. Here's hoping the game goes well and we get to see some of the youth off
He
the
means
bench.
flagman. Flagman.
Oh, he's talking about
Kieran.
Kieran from Paddock.
Oh,
Not from Full Time
he was on
Devils.
loads of videos. If you're on about Kieran Taylor, he was on
Bring
loads
the
of
bugger
videos.
back.
Yeah, I like Kieran.
Yeah.
I'd happily have him back on. I like Kieran.
But
he's gone on to other things, I'm afraid.
Well, never say never.
What's he gone
Our
on to?
door is always open here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one day he may return like other previous presenters.
Yes.
Miles
Funny you should say that.
with the super chat says, names with Y get more questions.
I mean, I've just read this, Adam.
Love the content as always.
It's like he's in
Sensational.
his own little world.
I know.
It's open again.
It's almost like I've got the iPad so I can read the comments, so this doesn't happen.
My fucking shoulders.
Do you want the iPad?
Nah. My iPad as well. It's not even an iPad. It's a Galaxy.
I don't want to say that though because it makes us sound shit.
Doesn't make sound shit. It makes look at me, bruv. I'm sitting here in a fucking astronaut.
Dressed
costume.
like the Galaxy.
With Can we get any better than this shit?
There's a theme going on
Yeah,
here.
you do look great. T01 with a super chat. Adam bullied Andy Tate off the Watchalong.
No, that is absolutely fucking slanderous,
Right, that is-
liable
let's-
action.
He did.
But it is difficult to hear Andy groaning in your ears for 3 hours.
Andy Tate
As
will be
much
back
as I love
on,
Andy
on the
Tate.
weekend anyway, don't worry. I'll tell you who else I love, Andy Cole. But he's been having he fired a few shots, didn't he, Ollie, the other day?
He did. Talking about how Ollie isn't living up to
Sir Alex
Fergie's
Ferguson's-
recommendations about
Yeah.
how to play against big teams.
I thought that was a little bit harsh.
But that may be fair.
You think?
You think it's been good enough in the big game?
It's not been outstanding, has it?
It's not. Hey. Oh, we're not allowed to touch each other anymore, are we?
No.
Every
That's
time I
why
go
we
to
did an air
touch
one.
Jay, Cam goes in my ear. COVID.
Hence the reason we did a little air nudge. It all counts.
Bluetooth
We didn't
did.
touch.
You've just touched that now.
We didn't touch though.
It's kills 99.9% of bacteria,
That
including
all didn't pay us for that.
including Covis. So
All
Well,
right,
COVID.
So
I wash my face with these in the morning.
different wipes for different
Ghoulies face inside. I chew
Ghoulies.
it up.
I've not heard the word ghoulies for years.
You don't use the word ghoulies very often.
I don't play cricket.
These are not for your hands at all. These are for like an oven. So if I get some sort of rash, I may have to leave and call an ambulance, but it should be fine. And there's moisture lock technology on there as well, so don't worry about that.
It's just always on the live reads, isn't it?
Yeah. We've got 5 minutes till kick-off. Give us your score prediction, Adam. Talk us through what you think's going to happen.
Can we get some positive vibes going, please? Some energy.
Energy in the AM.
That's what we need right now,
There's
don't
some
we?
energy.
Yeah.
Energy.
I want to go back to me running on the pitch with Fellaini.
Here we go.
I want to go back to
I didn't
Matic
know this.
twat him
I
one in the
didn't- I
top
didn't know
bin.
this was coming.
Twatic.
Yes. I want to go back to Hesse Lingard at Wembley.
Oof.
Come on.
Mate, that was a day.
Let's
wasn't
beat these bastards.
Innit?
6-0 today, we're winning.
6.
Martial scoring. He's not even in London.
Fantastic.
I went for 5-0, didn't I? Because you went for 4-0. So I thought it was a game.
We're silly. We're silly because we ain't going to win 5-4 or 6-0, and we're going to look like dickheads. McKola is going to be with his back touching that wall.
Yeah, not speaking for half an hour.
You know, this team's shit.
I know, he'll take the headphones
This
off. He'll
team's
throw,
shit.
he'll throw them on there, and he'll say, you know what? I can't do this, man.
Yeah,
And
what
then
do you want me to
you'll
do,
be like,
lads? Do you
Well, it's genuine, innit?
Do you want me to throw my mic at the camera?
No, it is genuine.
Do you want me to start calling you all things?
No.
And saying, screaming all out. What do you want from me, bro?
God, no. Are you still sticking with 5-0 then, Jay?
I've learned the hard way that you stick with your mistakes.
You think?
So, yes.
That's not a nudge towards anyone that's currently in your life, is it?
I love my family. That is like,
I learned the hard way. You stick with your mistakes. Yeah. Jay's words, not mine. We've got another.
I was talking more about my,
what sexy women
career.
Oh yeah. Were you not?
I mean, if you look at the age my parents had me, definitely
78 and
78 and
19.
This is going down a road, isn't it? A rocky road. Hey? Wow.
We got a super chat from Pete Kelly. He said, no, not Kieran Orion. There was an Irish lad that did like 2 videos. It was way, way, way back early on. He had a really thick Irish accent.
I know who he's on about. I can't remember his name, but I do remember what you're on about, and I don't even know
Dale,
if he's
is it?
still with us
Not
anymore.
Dale.
It's not Dale O'Donnell. He had dark hair, though. He never had blonde hair, and it was very, very, very early doors. Very early doors. But he had an Irish accent. You know them Irish accents that make you think of Americans because they usually get work in America.
Yeah.
He had one of them kind of fellas. Can't
Don't
remember his
know.
name. That's
Don't know.
bad. That.
You
but you were there from the start. People
you-
always
you
go.
did the- you
Jay
did the-
joined when it was Paddock.
You
were
did
there from the start.
you did the preview for Reading game. That's your first vid, and my first vid was the review of that game afterwards
Yeah.
with you.
And
And
it
you
was-
look about 12 in that video, and I've not really changed.
Someone showed me a picture. I looked so much
So
better
young.
back in the day. And we had Rebs on there.
Rebs,
Rest in
God
peace.
rest her, yeah.
Ed
Quality.
Draper.
Ed
you know,
Draper.
works
He
on
was like,
Sky.
yeah, presenter
He
guy.
was big
Mate.
deal. I remember thinking, that's Ed Draper. Mad stuff, mate. 8 years
Great-
in the game.
Great times when it was at its best.
Another super chat.
And then Steve came
The
along.
golden era.
Couldn't agree more. Abdullah Ibrahim with a super chat said, last season versus Palace away, the play wasn't great, especially with some of our injuries. Our forwards ruined
Here it
them
is.
whenever they had a chance to run at them.
Go on,
so,
go
yeah.
skip that across. Go on.
I mean, that's terrible for anyone who's watching at home, isn't it?
Sorry,
So
we
we'll
found the
ignore that.
preview that Mac has made his debut on.
Someone said Irish Dave. Is that it?
Irish Dave is Dave Crook, who goes on fan cams. He's never done a video with Sam Homewood.
Okay.
I know Dave, the tall
This
fella.
is real inside baseball
Dave.
shit, this.
Yeah,
lads. Should we talk about the Palace game
He
a little
stands near
bit?
me.
Polish Irish
He
Dave?
sound him, yeah.
It's wicked. I love Dave.
He's one of the few who doesn't slag off fan cams that stands near me.
It's like off cam. Because he's never met him. Are you worried about Palace then, Jay? Because they've got loads of injuries. Andros Townsend, they've got Eze, who's a good player as well. They have
he
got
stands behind me.
They have got a few decent players. How concerned are you
I'm a
about
bit worried
Crystal
about the
Palace?
shorts. Look ridiculous, like something comical.
Oh! So basically,
I'm sorry, I can see what you're trying to do, and I feel your pain. You're trying to make this some sort of
fuck
coherent
Joe
watch along
off
with
the
some
whole
relevant
show.
points towards
Forget
the
Joe.
game that's going on.
Fuck off, Joe.
And you've got him, who's just doing what he wants as usual in his space
Alan is
kit
watching.
outfit.
Shout out Al. Without Al, there's no me, and you wouldn't want no me in your life because that's just shit, isn't it? Alan, yeah. So Alan and Johnny and Neil helped start the channel.
Johnny!
Remember that? Yeah.
Yeah.
They helped start the channel. I got involved from the
Johnny
start.
did the first fan cam,
The
didn't he?
fella's name was Andrew the Comedian. Remember, he did a TalkSport video for us as well, where we went and told Chelsea fans they were signing some sort of player.
Made up players.
And yeah. And they
like-
thought he was signing him. His name is Andrew Ryan, I believe. He's an Irish comedian. I think he does actual comedy now instead of just hanging around with us clowns.
So we were a stepping stone towards his comedy career. That was meant that when he went
We're
round
stepping
Stamford
stones
Bridge.
for a lot of
Like,
people.
when
I
he went
mean,
round
they all
Stamford
come,
Bridge.
fuck off to Man United,
um,
never come back and do a video for us
let's
because,
not-
you know, I'm too big time and that, you know, I can't do a video with you. Mum.
Even though they
Oh,
said
yeah,
they would.
Fuck off.
Not bitter.
Yeah. What made me laugh about that, he went round asking these fans like about made up players, and so many of them would go into detail about these players that didn't exist. Oh yeah, he's got a great left foot. Yeah, I think like he's got a good bit of
Here they
pace,
are.
just what we need.
Here they are.
Yeah.
Rest in pieces. They're still with us.
I know him. He's on telly and
He's
that,
an
isn't
actual yeah, he's on actual shit.
he? Yeah, I know him.
Does stuff now.
Yeah, cool.
Still hanging around with us knobs.
Stephen Lopez says, you guys are hilarious. Thanks for making lockdown bearable. 3-1 United up the Paddock.
I love messages like that.
Me
Genuinely.
too.
Good stuff.
Cheers. We're about to kick off, I think, in any time now minutes. Ollie's there with his jacket on.
Look at that.
300 likes. Come on, let's get to 2,000 likes before.
Oh, man. That was
Right, we need
such a good
700 likes
time.
to get to 2,000 likes. Let's get to 2,000 likes by half time. And I guarantee United will win. That is a fact.
Yo, is Raheem watching?
Right, is there any way we can have two separate
watch-alongs?
Yeah, watch-alongs.
One where
Put
he's
him in maybe the
reminiscing
cupboard.
about his exes, and one where we're talking about football.
Listen.
Proper stream of consciousness.
No, I was just about to watch a video of Raheem.
Raheem is quality. I love Raheem.
We need you back on.
Alpha Omega with a super chat. 3 Musketeers and handsome. Love how Ole doesn't give a S about wearing a mask. I mean, he's outdoors.
I mean, let's
he's
not
miles
go.
away
Let's
from everyone.
I mean, we can't talk about giving S's about masks because otherwise we'll get reported and that. We wear
Well,
masks.
we've more than
from a
proven
man.
our credentials in terms of COVID safety. Don't you worry about that. Anyone at home?
Shout out Manchester City Council.
Yeah, shout out the council.
Yeah, big up the council.
Big up the council.
All
big
my
up
man in the council offices. Yeah,
big up
this
the
one's
mass
for you.
vaccination
Yeah.
centre as well that had me in a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you got your vaccination.
Got my vax done, mate. Yeah,
You got chipped up, boy.
First one.
Are you not having it?
How you got your?
Well,
where
that's
did
not,
where did they
no.
put your chip?
Windows 10 straight up the booty. Loved it.
See, when I go, I'm getting XP, mate.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, XP.
All right, whatever.
Get me.
Where you getting? Windows 95, back like the old days.
Oh, yeah. Is that the latest one?
Yeah. No side effects except I've had a floppy disk ever since. Right, the game's kicked off. That was like a proper little joke, that, wasn't it? Game's kicked off. United wearing the patented, do you know what it's called? Dazzle camo shirt.
It's a bit foggy, isn't it?
It is. That's why they've got that old-fashioned warship camo on. Do you know they used to make, I don't know if it was Cold War era, but they used to have that camo on the side of ships so that you couldn't see them. That dazzle camo was on boats.
That's submarine stuff.
Yeah.
Ah, right, okay.
Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Someone saying Windows Vista. Yeah. Yeah.
Windows hasta la vista.
Nice. I'm a bit nervous about this. I don't
I'm
really
not.
like
I'm fully
it.
confident.
What are we losing out on now?
Top 4. You joking?
Fuck it off, mate. If we don't get top 4, we don't deserve it.
Can we get a touch of sound on the telly, please, so I can hear it a bit? If we don't get top 4, we don't deserve it.
Oh, Megsies!
I agree. If we don't get top 4, we don't deserve it. What I'm saying is, I'd like us to get it and do it by winning tonight,
I deserve it.
and therefore deserve it. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you.
A group of zebras is called a dazzle. Says relax it.
Is it?
Done.
Is that true?
Oh, well, I don't know. It's just on the
Do
internet.
you like your collective nouns?
I
Jay?
like murder of crows. That's my favourite.
What?
Parliament.
A murder of crows. A group of crows is called a murder
That's
of crows.
incredible.
What?
Brandon Lee died filming Crow. Remember
Yeah,
that?
he did,
stuff?
didn't he?
They put a real bullet in, didn't they?
Yeah,
the
by
wankers.
accident.
Not by accident. You don't put a real bullet in by
No,
accident.
but I was looking at how it can have happened. What a documentary once, and it was like someone didn't double check the blanks and stuff. It can happen. You can
But you
accidentally get
don't
one.
accidentally put a real bullet in.
All right,
Why have you accidentally kept a real bullet with the blanks?
Just because you're thick.
That don't accidentally happen.
You know he's not dead, oh yeah. He's actually working for the Chinese government undercover.
Who told you that? Stop that.
The Office told
Retract
him
that right now. Is that in the office?
Yeah.
Is that an office quote that went over my head?
It was originally about Bruce
A
Lee,
few
but I
people
tried to
have
change
said
it.
It wasn't a real bullet.
I thought it was
Killed
like
him,
someone
so
had let a
it
blank.
was
You can die from a
bullet.
blank.
Yeah, but someone had left like a bit in it.
A bit of real bullet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we left a
I'm not
touch a
right, I
little
want to
bullet
make
in
something
it.
clear straight. I'm not belittling the guy's
Sam
death.
said-
I'm just saying.
Sam in the comments said at least one member of the Watchalong is on drugs each time.
Well, it's not me.
Guess who it is? Guess
not
who it
me.
is? Guess who it is?
I've got a cup over there. Thank you.
It's me.
You're the one with the vaccine. You're
I'm on a multivit. And an anti-gout tab.
He takes cod liver oil.
Get on my level. Get on my level with the anti-gout tablets. Man United haven't really had the ball yet. Andros Townsend trying to play it
Oh
through.
yeah, there's a game going on. I almost forgot about that.
We need to watch this because it's big news for Manchester United this game.
Big up Manchester United.
Yeah. Benteke will score another worldie according to Francisco Valadez. Now there's a name.
Apparently, it was a blank stuck in the barrel, which got forced out by another blank.
That's where the TV show, of course, Blankety Blank came from. It used to start with two blanks being shot at every contestant.
Blankety blank, checkbook and pen. Do you remember that? It was one of
Yeah.
the prizes. What's that about?
Lily Savage used to do that.
Checkbook
didn't
and
they?
pen.
Oh, I remember the Les Dawson
Checkbook
days.
and pen would be a
So
good
amazing
duo name for me and you know.
Checkbook and pen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're checkbook because you're a bit old-fashioned.
Yeah.
And I'm pen because I'm like tall and skinny and that. Well, I will be
That's
skinny.
great.
one
That'll
day.
be the name of our new show. Write that down.
Checkbook and pen.
Yeah.
All right. Let me write that down. Someone write that down. Would you ever write an autobiography? If people came to you and were like, Jay,
I want to write. I want to do
Tell
this
me.
about my time as a reporter. Some of the stories because they were quite funny.
Memoirs of Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've not got round
Motty's memoirs.
Motty's memoirs.
There you go.
Anything. I'd call it anything you'd like to add.
Well,
That's
I
how
mean,
used to end every
no one
interview.
buys
Roving
books
Red.
these days. So
And-
if you sell 50, you'll be top 10, wouldn't you?
Yeah. You can just self-publish as well, can't you? And just get your mates to buy them or pretend to buy 'em.
We'll print them out upstairs. We got a printer.
Right, sweet. Sorted.
what,
Champs.
we're printing Jay's book.
We'll get
Yes.
a printer.
Well, you got a problem with that?
Who needs penguin, bruv?
Hey.
We'll get a printer. We'll get a laminator.
Yeah.
Jobs.
Out in the car boot. Hey, well, don't
Yeah,
worry
that's
about
your
it.
job, Cam. That's
know what I mean?
just your job.
Someone said, how many pounds is Joe up this week? I'm actually £8 down, if I'm being
You're smashing
if I'm
it,
being
mate. You're doing
brutally
really
honest.
well.
Shit, £8.
Yeah. I think that's got a
Hey,
lot of extra meat on it if you do, and I'd be worried about that.
I was around £8 when I was born.
Were you?
Oh, yeah.
Big fat baby.
About to say. Now, of you now.
£4 of that was hair.
Were you a hairy baby?
On my head, I had big curly hair.
Oh, did you?
Up until I was like 5, 6, I had curls and I kept them like Ryan Giggs. And then once, my mum made me go get a haircut, and my curls got cut out, and I was just pissed off that I couldn't copy Giggs.
And then they just didn't grow back in.
No, but if I grow my hair now, it will start curling in certain spots.
Did you never have the faux hawk?
I had the
David
Beckham faux hawk,
style.
yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Of course I did. I was Bollywood Bex, mate.
Was that what they called you?
That's what they call me in my end.
That's what your book can be called. That's your autobiography.
Bollywood
Becks.
Golden balls.
Mouldy balls.
That's all right. Where did you grow up again?
Just answer the question. Don't.
But where are you really from?
No, I'm trying to come up because he was called.
That's why I told him not to.
Fuck this off.
Yes, like don't. I was like, don't. Just pack it in.
But where are you really from, bro?
I don't just want to say Birmingham. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, hang on.
Sorry, Gary Cahill's still playing for a professional football
Looks like
team.
he nearly scored there as well.
Wasn't Gary Cahill 37 when Chelsea won the league about 5 years ago?
He won every trophy with Chelsea, you know.
He's done everything.
Oh
He's
my
good.
Jesus!
What was
the
that?
fuck are you twats doing?
Was that Bruno?
I think it might have been. Townsend puts a cross in. Tell you what, Luke Shaw's improved a lot. He does not block crosses. He doesn't block crosses. I know he looks like he might have an injury maybe, but he doesn't block crosses, Luke Shaw.
That's all on Maguire, bro.
Right.
Yeah,
Luke Shaw was pointing to give it the other way.
Yeah, poor from Maguire.
Are you dizzy, bro?
Ignored him.
I'm not even. We just started this.
Can
I'm
we
in
not-
a good mood.
can
I'm
we
not
not
even
start
thinking about
already
this.
with
You're in a
the,
good mood.
Why did some of the players?
There's a severe lack of communication amongst
Yeah.
our defence. We saw this on the weekend, didn't we? Players pointing, send it that way, and they do the opposite.
Yeah.
And put us into trouble. Got to get a grip of this.
Yeah, we do.
Swear this Harry Maguire gets a frob on when he puts us in danger, you know.
A frob on?
Yeah, he absolutely fucking loves it. He buzzes off it.
Throb on.
There used to be this geezer, yeah.
Batman and Throb on.
That in school or college, late years of school or early years of college, yeah. I didn't know him, he weren't my friend.
Yeah, that old chestnut.
Other people knew him. But his nickname was Danger Wank.
Can I guess why?
Yeah.
Like doing danger wanks and that.
Yeah. So do you know what that is?
No, go on.
Jay, come on. Did they
So-
not have danger wanks in the 60s?
Yeah, you don't need to explain in my ears because nobody can hear you.
Cam
I'm
wants
not
to
gonna
prove
give you
he knows
5
what a
points
danger
for
wank
knowing.
is, so he says it before you've had a chance to
Yeah.
say it.
Is it
Come
like
on,
when you have a wank during the blitz?
Yes.
A little bit. So
Yeah.
imagine you tug one out. You're
Right.
tugging one out.
Yeah.
And you scream your missus' his name. In his case, he lived at home with his parents, so he'd
Right.
have to call his mom or someone.
Right.
And then you've got the time between them coming back
Yeah.
to find out what's going on.
Yeah. And so what?
Finish up and get out.
I'll tell you what, right? If my lad shouts my name and I go upstairs and catch him doing that, there will be danger. Believe me. It's the most disgusting thing I've ever heard in my life.
You never heard of that?
No! You're fucking ashamed of yourselves, all of you.
There will be danger. Yeah, so that you got that to look forward to, Jay. Here's the thing: if you ever, Dad, just walk slowly.
Yeah.
Walk slowly. I'll be there in 5 to 10 minutes.
I'm just coming upstairs now. I'm just approaching the door now. I'm turning the door on.
You're going through the door now.
Bloody hell's going on in here?
The worst thing is though, even if actually I don't even say that. If you did that and you shouted your mum, and even if you you won, you got it right. The fucking smell of the room. Your mum walks in. Fucking, what have you been doing here, you dickhead? It stinks. I hadn't seen it, but I fucking smelt it. Fuck me. There's no winning that. I've won. Get in, mum. High five.
I'm having a great day
High
today.
five, mum.
I've won.
Fuck's sake.
Winning at danger wanking.
Terrible. But one of the perfect lockdown pastimes, isn't it? That's the thing. It works. Apparently it's called Mum Come Quick in Ipswich.
I caught it. Because you have to get it in your mum.
Right! Why do you have to push it too far, Adam? We gave you an inch and you've taken a yard.
Come on. There's no need.
And then run into your room, and you know that picture of Randy Marsh when he goes to when they go to California Way for internet.
No.
No, don't.
Stephen Lopez
Someone
said,
will,
like I
but
said,
we
hilarious. Cheers, Stephen.
Cheers, Stephen, and apologies to everyone else.
Anthony said, "Why does your bedroom look like a plasterer's radio?"
Plasterer's radio is good.
Sam J said, "But who's the real winner in that situation?"
I don't know.
Right, I've won. What? Yeah,
I've
well
won.
done. You've not made your mum think you're a pervert.
Hi, Mum.
And also, is it worth the risk? Really?
Just wanted to say hi.
If you win, that's what you do, and if you lose, you're wanking in front of your mum. Wow. Doesn't quite seem worth the gamble for me.
Cam just said in our ears for those people at home. He said, "Are we demonetized now?"
I think we should be. We certainly should be. Ross Murphy says, "You don't get this anywhere else." Thank God. Thank God. Oh, fucking hell, right.
So now you know what one is.
I'm going to be scared now when we lad
Would you do one?
No. 100%. What?
Really?
Like,
even when you're a bit more reckless in your younger years. It don't have to be your mum. It could be
you know what?
or whatever.
No, do you know what though?
Yeah.
I have had that scenario, but not like deliberately.
Right. Someone walking in.
Yeah, when I remember because I was running a bath and my mum walked in and I jumped in the bath. Like, I won't just get in the bath. And it was red hot, so I jumped back out again.
With a rock on the whole time.
What are you doing? I'm getting in the bath. Ah! Okay. Burnt both my feet. I almost forgot about that. It wasn't a deliberate danger wank scenario though. It was just accidental. Accidentally got caught. Nearly burnt both my bleeding feet off. Oh my God, I forgot. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Oh, I hope United win after this. Fucking hell. No, let's leave it there. Motty! Shaw! That's a great save, that, by Gaeta. Oh, my God. I need a drink. Jesus Christ. Right. Have we all calmed down?
I haven't.
Yeah.
But
yes. Yeah, like the video if you can relate to any of that. Enjoyed yourself back there. Just get in the bath.
I did a jump bath. Yeah.
Why get in the bath with that?
Yeah.
See if it'll soften it up. Oh! Maguire there, was it? Or was it?
No, it's Cavani, I think.
Good header. Looked like it was on target. Jesus. So, corner ball. And it is Maguire. And it hits. Is it Rashford it hits?
It hits Rashford, then goes to Cavani and it goes over.
Smashes it over.
So Maguire with a header.
Good header.
Hits Rashford. Cavani just can't keep it down.
It was a difficult one for him,
Yeah,
because if he hits it low, it's definitely hitting AU or whoever was in front of him.
Elvind Halyem, sorry if I've got that wrong, says top class watch along. Cheers for the super
I just
chat,
might
mate.
call him Avind. Hell yeah.
Hell
Nice.
yeah.
Someone says, don't try and be sensible now, for fuck's sake. That's the most I've laughed in action. I'm not joking, weeks. That.
I'll be honest,
Yeah,
I
that was
needed
sensational.
today with you.
Yeah, me too.
After the last few weeks.
That was sensational.
Saber says,
Jay quotes, "I was looking for the Radox." Is this the red one, Bob? Muscle relax, yeah? Just getting relaxed.
Oh.
I've
got one from Slickster. It says, "I bet even Bruno assists with the danger wanks, perhaps." Fucking hell. Right, United got
my
the ball.
chest is actually in pain, you know.
Yeah, me too. Actually, really tears down my face at that. Because I thought we'd come to the end of it, and then Jay just took it up.
And I also thought you'd keep that to yourself.
Nah, I did. And it's good, but you remember something, and you remember it out loud. Oh yeah, that reminds me. One of the worst moments of my life.
Was it ever spoken about afterwards?
No, God, no.
God.
I just came down with scolded feet. Oh, she's not stupid. I think
with red feet and a rock on.
Red feet. I think she had me screaming as I jumped back out the bath.
Did you finish off with hot feet?
No, I felt like I was proper on edge then. I
done.
was unnerved. I was too unnerved. It had ruined it.
Fair enough.
Thanks a lot.
Because obviously, if you get halfway, you could be.
I know. Yeah. No. I just had to put the cold on. Sort of
red rocket.
Red rocket. Feet out.
Damp cloth on the back of the neck to calm you down.
We hope your lady friends listen as well.
My phone's vibrating and I'm scared to look at
it. Well, you better look at it because otherwise it'd be jumping in the bath again. Fucking hell.
Matic doing his usual trick of playing left back so Luke Shaw can push up a bit. See, Matic is literally playing in the defence.
Manav said he feels less immature when he listens to us. I don't know
good.
If that's a good
that's a good pass, good touch. Oh! Rashford just pulls it wide.
I don't know why I didn't go for the far post.
I think there's a man in the way, wasn't there? It's a good play, this. Shaw, and then into Bruno, back to Shaw, and this is a lovely pass from Luke Shaw.
Should he have scored? In my opinion.
Should he hit the target?
You go right.
You think? I think there's a man there.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Joe said. You use him go round him.
I think that near post is open. He's just got to hit the target, if you ask me. I think that shot is on. Right. He just don't quite get it right. Good bit of play though. Luke Shaw hold the ball well there and good bit of composure. Fucking hell, I feel sick. Oh. Golden Axe says he's Danger Wank, Danger Mouse's pervert cousin, probably.
We proper derailed this, haven't we?
I know.
This is it now.
I can't remember why that came up. Liam Knight says, would you trade Anthony Martial for Haaland? I think I would, and I love Martial. Yeah, I think I would too.
Yeah, I think
that's one for McKola.
I think anyone would, but probably I don't know, but maybe even Maka, dare I say. Yeah. But I don't think that's ever going to happen, is it? Unless we gave them a lot of money. I don't think Martial would go to Dortmund.
I don't think in terms of a direct trade of you go to Dortmund, we get you. I think it's possible that we sell Martial and to someone else and buy Haaland.
That makes sense. Would you sell Martial though if his season doesn't work out?
I mean, I wouldn't. For me, I don't think he's been so bad that we have to sell him.
Yeah.
But I think if it is Haaland or if there's someone that comes in that's young that is going to take his place, then I think it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility to say, because we've got this guy, let's maybe get rid of Martial. But I wouldn't be like, we have to sell Martial. No. But do you know what I mean? Liam Knight with the super chat said, would you trade Anthony Martial for Haaland, Adam?
The simple question is, would you? I think the obvious answer is yes.
Yeah.
But
Haaland's
do I think we need to sell Martial to get another striker? I don't think that's the case, no. Yeah. I think especially at the moment we've got
Cavani. Was that a shot then from Fred from there?
Yeah, of course.
Why?
30 yards out, is it? You love it.
It's just ridiculous.
I think Cavani will be gone maybe in a year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of next season. So I think in terms of Martial, he's probably got up until then to actually, do you know what I mean? He's got next season basically for me. But I'd get Haaland and keep Martial. Because you can have Rashford, Martial from the left if you want. Haaland, Greenwood through the middle. Mm-hmm. Hopefully we sign someone for the right wing and you've got that there. Rashford can also go to the right if needed. Martial play on the left through the middle. Greenwood through the middle on the right. So you then have all these options and there's no problem with us having all those options.
I think, you know what, right? Someone was making this point in the preview as well. The pre-match build-up. And I think it's worth noting. It's such a mad time with lockdown, with what's going on. You don't have players having to deal with that. Like Mason Greenwood's obviously struggled for parts this season. I know he's been a lot better recently. Martial struggled. Things may be different for these players once, life return to a bit of normality. So it's a bit soon to start throwing, I think, saying to this player's done or this player, move him on, because you just don't know, do you?
And like, come on, man. Like 3 months ago, everyone was saying Pogba's done and now he needs to. I think a lot of people, Bruno's missed it.
Oh my God.
I think I like that. Look, and this isn't an excuse again. Like I'm not making excuses. You know, there's no excuse at Man United. You need to live up every single season. It's a ruthless club. But I think Ollie is well aware that this is a season unlike any other.
Yeah.
Like no pre-season. You're locked up at home. You're having a shit time in football. You can't even go and get away from it. Like he mentioned the other day, no one can go watch a film. Like, and I know to people sat at home, these are like, mate, they're earning hundreds of thousands of pounds a week. These are excuses. Shut up. But I think they make, no matter how much money you make, you still need a break sometimes. You still need to get. So I do think Ollie's well aware of those sides of things as well. And I don't think he would make any rush decisions.
Oh, here you are.
Go on, Mace. Go on, murder.
Past one, didn't he?
He did the hard bit then, but...
Murder.
Rajan Dow says, this is the best watch-along since Lask away. Thoughts on Skriniar to United? Also, big up Wolverhampton Road, Asda, if you know, you know.
I know that one.
Thoughts on Skriniar to United? He's one of those names that's been mentioned for a long time, isn't he? Centre-back. Seems like a good player. Is it Inter Milan, isn't he? I think
more so because of the story from Inter Milan, which is that they haven't paid for all of Lukaku yet, and they owe us some money, and we may be able to get a deal with them for someone like Skriniar. Lautaro Martinez was mentioned.
Yes.
But also there has been reports to the contrary of that. So just bear in mind they are just rumours.
What, to the contrary of the
I'm
Lukaku
saying that
payment
United
thing?
aren't owed any money
Right.
from Lukaku, the deal at the moment. So there are reports to the contrary, but I think that's why we're being linked with a lot of Inter players at the minute.
Right. Also,
Ashley Young might come back.
Yeah.
Yes, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Steve would love that, wouldn't he?
Bruno Rashford at the back post,
Oh,
nods
Rashford
it down.
is what it
Cavani's
played.
got it. Hooks it over his shoulder, and Greenwood.
Clever. Unlucky.
Oh, it's good defending that.
If Greenwood knew that was going to come, he launches himself straight at the back post.
Yeah. Bit better from United last few minutes, isn't it? We're kind of getting in the box. We're getting on the ball in the opposition half.
Sorry, Joe.
That's all right.
Kyle with a comment, which is further into that Inter story. He says, a lot of the Inter story was redacted, which means for those at home that it was bits in the paper were covered up. He goes, they have restructured the payment schedule and they paid their last payment in April. This one's for Jay from Alejandro. Isn't there a song about Alejandro?
Alejandro.
Lady Gaga, isn't it?
Yeah, isn't it?
Don't come on in.
Don't come on in, Alejandro. Well, he's called your name, Jay.
Yes.
And he said, who has the best beard at Stretford Paddock?
Oh, now you can't answer that. That's like,
See, what's the
that's like asking who's my favourite daughter. I love them both equally.
But who's wait, I said that, Jay.
And do you know why I think I should get extra credit? Because I'm
you're
the one
white?
who trims my own beard.
Yeah, I'm famously racist.
Because
obviously Asian
I cut my
boys
own beard.
are born with beards, isn't it?
No, I should get extra credit because I trim and maintain my own beard. No one else does.
I trim and maintain my beard.
When I had a beard, he gave me some beard advice.
Do you
with
not
his
get your
gel
barber
stuff.
to do your beard?
Yes,
Oh, there you
but
go.
I've been trimming myself recently.
Yeah, well, that's
I had
not-
to go to the barbers for about a year, Joe. What do you
Tell
take
me about it,
for?
mate. State of this. Who's that? Greenwood just puts the ball wide. For me, so far, this team has had a little bit more sort of cohesion than we've seen in recent weeks.
Look better.
Certainly in the final third, that
Yeah.
front four, Greenwood, Fernandes, Rashford, Cavani.
They've all
Maybe it's just as simple as having Cavani back in there, but it does seem to have settled us down a little bit, doesn't it?
all three of the front three have had a shot now.
Yeah.
Oh, admittedly, none of them have really been on side yet.
No.
But we're knocking on the door, as you say. It's only 22 minutes in, is it?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's looking better. It's certainly better than it did against Chelsea.
Yeah.
Just got to keep going.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely looks better. Do you prefer the balance of this team when you've got Rashford and Cavani and Greenwood in there over, James or this season Martial?
I think for some games, James needs to play. I've been more impressed with the way Greenwood's come on this season. But we still haven't seen enough. I mean, how many games has Cavani started? You know what I mean?
I think this is like his 18th appearance for United, so it's not really many when you consider we've played.
And he's been in
over
and out,
30.
starting some, been on
yeah.
the bench, been injured.
Yeah.
But I do like when Cavani plays. But I like when Cavani and Martial play. Because Martial will hold the ball up and Cavani will have his movement. And that's a ball.
That's a really good ball. Unlucky. Was it Maguire at the back
taking
post?
off Wan-Bissaka.
So you're doing up there.
Maguire and Wan-Bissaka were both on the back post.
Yeah.
In open play. That's incredible.
Total football.
Just keep him up. Great crossing from Bruno with his left foot as well. Oh, it's not his fault, I don't think. It comes off the defender and then hits Maguire on the
Clark
shoulder,
Kent
doesn't
says
it?
we're looking good today. Or great is the word he used.
Yeah.
But I felt I
Great.
peeled
Soften
that
it
back
a
bit.
touch.
Anish says we smell blood. Josh says, Adam, who was your favourite Attitude Era wrestler growing up?
Good
Stone
question.
Cold Steve Austin,
Was it?
without doubt. Like proper, I was proper. I used to have this thing, it was like it was a stress ball. I obviously never used a stress ball because I was just a kid.
Playing toys
But
with
it was Stone Cold's head. And if you squeezed it, it went, oh, hell yeah. And it said all his phrases. And he used to take it into class and annoy fuck out people with it.
That's nice.
But yeah, 316 all the way. But if I had to exclude him, obviously the Rocks, the Don, Undertaker, Kane, Road Dogg. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, D-Generation Next proudly presents to you his WWF Tag Team Champions of the World, the Road Dogg Jesse J, Badass Billy Gunn, the New Age Outlaws.
Mate, come on.
And if you ain't down with that, we got 2 words for you. What are you going to say it?
I don't know, mate. I don't
Suck
know.
it!
I'm sorry.
Everyone in the audience.
I got off the bus at WCW era before they got bought out by WWE. So I was big into Sting. I was big into Goldberg. Big into Hulk Hogan. They're
My favourite
guys.
ever first wrestler was Ultimate Warrior.
Was it?
And it's the way I got into wrestling was this is going to sound mad to a lot of people. My nan watched it.
Really?
Because UK wrestling was a big thing.
I was
on
going to say,
ITV.
UK wrestling, and it
Giant
used to
ace
be
fest.
old women putting fags at the kid.
You know the worst thing is about the Attitude Era? I've been since lockdown last year, March, so a year now. I've had WWE Network, and I've been going from 97, watching all the Raws and SmackDowns right through to now. And at the moment, I'm to the end of like 99.
Yeah.
And when I watch this back and I see some of the stuff that happened, something's happened to the stream.
Yeah, I know. I saw on it.
When I watch this back and I see some of the stuff that's happened.
Okay.
Oh, we are back. We are back. I think. It's stuttering on YouTube for some reason. But we're back on YouTube now. We're back. But yeah, like when I watch some of that wrestling back now,
yeah,
and I see it, I think to myself, how was the only thing my dad said to me at that time was, that's fake. Because some of the shit that's going on is fucking mental,
like, even
man.
if they're not
Yesterday,
actually
I was
fighting.
watching it back. So I was watching it back last night. Jeff Jarrett, Double J, that crazy motherfucker, smashed Moolah. Bear in mind, Moolah's a 77-year-old lady with a fucking guitar over her head, bruv. And then she's there just lying on the floor and you're thinking, I used to watch this when I was a kid and my dad used to sit there and go,
people used to jump
well,
off
that's
steel
fake.
cages through tables and shit from like 25 feet.
Yeah,
You're like,
that's Mankind and Undertaker.
it is, but there's also loads of people used to do shit like that, and you think even if it's fake in terms of like the punches, they're still doing flips through cars.
I saw a documentary. You know David Arquette, who was in
Yeah.
Scream. He took up wrestling like last year. I don't know if you've seen it. He's into his wrestling because he used to be into that. And he's like his career went to the dogs. His acting career, so it's showing his journey. It's on Netflix or something. Back into it, and he had some right injuries. Like it was like
You get proper
like,
injuries.
Yeah, it's
chronicling
terrible.
his
Stone
time
Cold,
doing it.
And look at the-
Stone Cold broke his neck.
Yeah, like it wasn't.
Like,
He was
Kurt
in
Angle,
hospital.
same thing.
It wasn't like fake.
But he broke his neck
Yeah, but it
before
got
he
worse
was
and worse and worse as a wrestler.
But yeah, Stone Cold broke his neck with a botched, I think it was a pile driver. And he just, because when you do a tombstone or pile driver, their head's supposed to be above your knees.
Right.
So when your knees hit the floor, your knees hit the floor.
Yeah.
And their head's on your cock, basically.
Wow.
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky.
With us.
Yeah.
Still 0-0.
Still
If anyone
0-0,
wasn't watching
as
the
I'm
game
sure
and was
you can
waiting for
imagine.
us to get an update
We'll get the
there.
score back on there in a minute.
I mean, it's been one of those games where we've had a lot of the ball. We've got, getting forward a lot. We've had a couple of shots. We've had 3 shots. None of them on target, though. Just now, as we're sort of getting into the last third of the first half, you want to see us step it up a bit, don't you? Because I don't want this to turn into a drama.
Pinardo says, danger wank before they get back on. Imagine if it cut back to us.
Right.
We're all like, fucking hell. Fantastic.
He's on to us.
Yeah. Yeah, refresh if you're not. I was just going to say, if we haven't come back for you, refresh. But if we haven't come back for you,
then you don't
didn't
know.
hear that,
you don't
did
hear the
you?
message to refresh.
So, yeah. But yeah, we should be back. We apologise for that.
It's so annoying, though. Isn't
It is really
It is annoying. We do apologise for that.
It's as annoying for us as it is for you. More annoying, probably.
I'll be honest with you, Feeps. I know it's so annoying for you, like at home when that happens. I want to go home. So
But
that's how annoying it is when it happens.
Yeah.
So stick with us, and then I won't feel like wanting to go home because I'll be like, oh, they stayed, didn't they? The sound.
Yeah, and we'll get it sorted. It's been an issue for a while, and we've tried to
YouTube, or is it on everything?
It's even like the other day I was doing that Rio podcast and the camera kept disconnecting.
Was it thrown to you?
There's no audio now.
Are the mics up? Right.
Are we back on YouTube? Oh, my tits.
Okay.
I am...
We're back on YouTube. We've come back on YouTube only, which is why we had to dip away for a second there. But we should be good now. I mean, it's a pretty simple process.
Moving it around
Put a
nicely,
camera
United.
into a computer.
Trying to work it.
Send it to the internet. Sorted.
It's not Cam's fault, by the way, guys.
No, it's not.
So, whatever you do... That is... You're not allowed to do those kind of things, Cam. I think you're going power crazy there. Is that correct?
Oh, is that our ball?
That's our ball, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
it is.
Cam has
Benteke there,
banned
moaning.
any mention of the word sack Cam, which I think...
Does that feel like?
A little bit power mad.
Dictator almost.
Little bit.
Borderline, isn't it?
A little bit mad.
I think we'll let him get away with it.
I noticed though, I've seen like Sack Cam in the comments when he's not even on. He's not been here. Like,
it's more of a metaphor. I think.
Someone's got hashtag we know, just sack Cam. And the new one is sorry Cam.
Oh,
hashtag
that's
sorry
nice.
Cam.
Sorry, Cam. That's nicer, isn't it?
Hashtag fire Cam, box Cam, sock Cam, S4CK Cam, boycott Cam, punish Cam.
Mate, you've opened up a right can of worms there. Bloody hell.
So put sack Cam, but with K's instead of C's.
That's what I mean. You're just getting creative now, aren't you?
Yeah. You got to admire the creativity, but as we said, it's not Cam's fault. We're just going to be streaming on YouTube now.
It's not anyone's fault.
No.
It's not anyone's fault.
Technical difficulties.
I've got an itchy nipple. Why do you get itchy nipples, by the way?
I think it means you're pregnant.
Am I pregnant?
Might be. Well, they call it jogger's nipple, don't they?
Maybe I'm feeling Dave's pregnancy.
Maybe.
Ah, yeah.
We lost 1,300 viewers. Without them, we are fucked. Only joking. I don't.
Let's see if we can get up to
Hit the
2K
like
likes.
button.
Yeah, come on. Let's do this, man. We were flying there. We were doing well. And
We're enjoying watching the game
technical
together.
difficulties on a technicality.
This will be remembered as that part of the watch-along that all them dicks that jumped out when it lagged a bit, they missed out on. Like, if you, this is going to be what you know. What all
This
them
is where we
twats
give
are
away
tweeting.
cash.
You had to be there.
Yeah.
You know when they were all tweeting, you had to be there. Yous lucky bastards were there.
It's this bit. Let's give away fucking loads of money or something to anyone who stuck
We're
around.
broke as fuck. Bro.
Yeah, 50, 100
I
grand.
spent all this on my astronaut suit.
How much was that? 25,000. How much was that?
Alex Bagley, who's a member of staff here, has been putting
nice.
time out in the chat, which tells you all you need to know about the power cycles that are here.
Behind the camera.
I don't know how much this cost. I did use Unidays code on it because I'm logged in to someone's Unidays. You know, you don't take the goodie out of me. But yeah.
What, like you got a student discount on that?
I bought like 5 tops at once.
Oh, that's all right then.
I don't just buy one.
Oh, you're a student then. You buy
You're
5
student,
tops.
eh?
You're student now.
My student loan landed.
You decided to spend
Do you
it all
remember
on
student
tops?
loans? I took the accommodation loan. I never lived out. I took other loans.
What uni did you go to?
BCU.
I just stayed at home.
I applied for this Manchester main here, and they rejected me. So
What Manchester? Which one?
The main one, the good one.
Oh,
for
Manchester
law.
University.
The
Yeah,
best one for law.
that's sick uni. That.
And then they were like,
I like how he's
no.
getting credit for a uni he didn't fucking get into.
I'm not getting credit. I'm just saying it's
I think
a sick
you
uni.
get
I'm not
in.
giving him credit for not getting
Feels
in.
like you were. Feels like you were
that,
trying to get him.
Fuck you,
credit.
Because my choices were like, you either stay where you are or you go to Manchester. Because if you want to keep going to games with your dad, you're going to have to do one of those.
You either need to be near him or near the game.
Yeah. And then...
That's very dedicated, that. 'Cause I went to London, mate.
Now, but you see the thing with, like, obviously, my dad has been there throughout my whole life.
Yeah.
So this isn't, if it wasn't for that, then I wouldn't see. But Manchester United, like, I don't live with my dad in it. And I haven't since I was, like, 8, 9.
Yeah.
So me and my dad going to games is something that has probably made us closer, kept us seeing each other, gives you something to do rather than, I'm going to go see me dad, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
Like, gave us something to do.
No, 100%.
Like, some of the moments that I've shared with him. Like, whenever, you know, it's mad, whenever I see, like, an anniversary the other day, because we got AC Milan, everyone was posting the Rooney goal. Like, I sent it to my dad, like, remember being there, Dad?
Yeah, that's it.
When people talk about, like, 7-1, 4-3 against City and little things like that, I just love being able to go, Dad, remember that?
Yeah, that is mint.
It was good, innit?
We've got a super chat from Tim Jones says, anyone who left during the lag are the same people who leave Old Trafford at 85 minutes. Up the paddock, #danger wank cam.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically what happened was we went down injured, holding our hamstring, and all the fans walked out.
Unbelievable.
Fucking outrageous.
He won't play again this season.
This one's outrageous. Where's that from, Jez? I mean, Joe.
Jez.
It's Jez.
The first episode of Beep Show. This is outrageous. This is contagious. Right. Joe McGovern. Greenwood needs to stay wide. No options that side. United
need to get
slowed
going
it down a bit,
properly, because
yeah.
it seems like you say they've just sort of slipped back into second gear, and you don't want to make this into one of those nights, especially with what's on the horizon. Give us an easy win tonight, Reds. Come on.
How concerned are you about that?
You had to be there, like Jay's mom.
Oh!
When he's on about your story.
I
by the
hope
way.
so.
He's not just calling out your mom.
No, I get that.
With your mom jokes.
You know what? I wish I hadn't brought it up, because I'm gonna, next time I speak to my mom, I'm gonna be like, it's gonna be in the back.
Your missus is going to put it on a t-shirt.
Yeah,
is what's going to
I
happen.
hope she's
Or on a
gonna
mug.
watch. Yeah, she'll put it on a mug. My fella got caught.
Do United ever fucking score anymore, by the way?
No, we don't.
Nah.
Sorry to get annoyed.
Scoring's haram.
Why do we score? Why don't we score anymore?
Stop watching the football, you know.
I have to watch
You're ruining
it.
the watch-along.
Because scoring
If I hadn't been
is for
vaccinated,
losers.
I'd throw you through a wall or something.
Oh,
What
I've
did it
been
say?
vaccinated, aren't I? Great. You see how the minorities get it bad, but the only one with a fucking vaccine here is him?
I know.
I've got a.
Yeah.
Cam's had one, but he's diabetic. He
Yeah.
needs that. If he
Yeah,
don't,
that's
he's
fair
fucked.
enough.
You,
I got it because I'm at risk.
you're not at risk. You're
No,
at
I
risk
am.
from getting chin from me. That's about it.
Well, I got it because I'm at risk. So get over
Zemo
yourself,
says,
mate.
I'm at BCU for sports and exercise science. BCU's changed a lot now. When I started there, it was called UCE, and then it changed to BCU. Then they moved their premises, and then it became a really good uni after I left. So it was never a good uni.
Did you complete your course? Yeah.
Yeah, I got 2-1 in law, baby.
I got 2-1 as well.
Journalism. Response is support your local side, innit? Well, support the team your dad supports. That's how football goes, mate. Because if you don't support the same team as your dad's a failure. Or he doesn't like football.
I'd be devastated.
If my son supported someone else, I'd chin him.
Would you?
When he's old enough to get
If he was
chinned.
a West Brom fan.
Or I'd you see if he was running past me in the living room, trip the cunt over.
Running past with his West Brom top on. Trip him. Send him flying into the sofa.
That'll teach you.
You dickhead.
Hey, stop crying. No, I'd be gutted if I want any of my lot.
I know. I realise I've just
Didn't support
offended a lot of people's dads in there. I didn't mean to. Guys.
Yeah, a lot of people
I
don't
said it
support
tongue
the
in
same
cheek. Some people have said my dad's a failure. Then some people's gone.
Oh wow.
Dad's an Arsenal fan. Someone said my dad supports Liverpool. My dad supports Leeds. My
Do you
dad
know what I
supports
admire?
Sunderland.
I admire the fact if your dad supports Leeds or Liverpool, you actually go, no, I'm going to support United.
Yeah.
That's like raw. That's
Here's a
that
question.
can't be easy.
Here's a
Telling that to
question.
your old man.
Zane says,
Yes.
I think the answer to this is easy, but we'll
Go on.
go there. Would you rather have another treble
Yes.
or the pandemic never existed?
Oh, you can't be giving me them ones. Like that's just like, oh, what's you lot?
Yeah.
Rather lots of people
That's a
died.
bit world peace, innit?
Yeah, do you know
Well,
what I
yeah,
mean? Like, so
let's-
what?
let's
You'd rather millions of
I'll be
people
honest,
died.
give me that
Yeah,
fucking
you know the
treble.
answer. Come on. Like, no.
Because it happened anyway.
Mate, I'd take the Jose Mourinho treble.
Is this a fire drill? Is that something that I don't get? Because there's a music sign there.
Yeah, you know when it goes when people go out early and everyone says,
Oh,
"Oh,
yeah.
is this
Is
a
this-
fire
oh, yeah,
drill?"
yeah, yeah.
Like, cause
Is there a fire
unless
drill?
of course it's Old Trafford where we leave fake bombs in the toilets, and there is actual fire drill, and everyone does have to leave.
Were you at that game?
Yes, but I didn't actually get. I wasn't in the ground when it happened.
for anyone who doesn't know what happened.
Right. So
when was this? About 5 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like 4 or 5 years ago. I can't remember what game it was. What game was it, Macca?
Bournemouth away. Bournemouth at home, obviously.
Away at Old Trafford.
Yeah. So just before kickoff, wasn't it? Because I'd not even got into the ground yet. I was still stood outside chatting to my mates, and everyone started coming out. Mates, yeah.
Police.
Yeah. Police. I was chatting to the police
about where to put this fake bomb.
No, he was going, what, do you got like a special stick you can smack people with and that? Is this horse got like special powers or something to get in the police? Can that horse put handcuffs on a bad person? That's what you were saying.
They were saying to me, what have we told you about danger wanking in the bushes here? Just get in the fucking ground.
She said they're sitting in the bushes screaming, "Go!"
Well, no. Anyway, but no. So everyone started coming out. I was like, "What's going on?" They said, "Oh, there's been some sort of fire alarm. Or, we've all been told to evacuate." And it's transpired there was a bomb found in one of the toilets. And what had happened is they'd done a sort of drill a few days. I think they'd done it a few weeks or a few days.
Sort of
test, like what to do if there was in the event of found a bomb in the toilets, or whatever. And one of the fake bombs they'd used had been left in the toilet by accident. So when they'd done a check, someone's gone to use the toilet on match day, seen a bomb, not knowing it's fake, like, there's a bomb here.
I bet you it had like yellow writing around it, fake. Or
for the purposes of like demonstration or whatever.
Bullet Tooth told he's sitting there with his gun and it says. Mine says Desert Eagle .50. Yours says replica down the side. It surely had something that alerted people to the fact that was a fake bomb. Because otherwise, why are you putting it there?
Yeah.
Because if it's for a drill, everybody knows it's a drill.
Surely if it's for a drill, it could just be like a sponge cube or something. Like, why does it Why does it even have to look like
I don't know.
It could just be a Cadbury's twirl. Or Cadbury's... not a Cadbury's twirl, a twirl.
I don't know. I think the idea is...
They are Cadbury's.
Oh, yeah, they are, yeah.
Yeah.
Why did it even have to look like one?
I'm guessing that maybe it makes staff know what they're looking for.
Right.
Because if you go in there like, I found a twirl. Right. Every time I see a twirl, there's a fucking twirl. Everyone get him out. No,
fucking hell, it's a 2-pack. We're all doomed.
What are you doing? No. So I imagine that's why.
Is that half time?
Half time, by the way.
Already?
No, that was... I'm glad to see the lads already anyway.
Good on him. I reckon we can go straight through.
Yeah, tell the lads.
Tell them
Tell them not to bother.
Yeah, just because we can make up for.
Well, do a swapsies with Skaman.
We didn't. We got taken down a touch there.
You and your mate, that is.
Support the team your dad supports unless he supports City. I remember going to Main Road as a kid when we were in the UK and thinking, this ain't for me. That's from TV.
Main Road was a shithole. You're too young for Main Road, aren't you?
I remember games playing at Main Road, but I've never been there.
It's fucking
I remember when Red Issue, the last game at Main Road when Beckham scored that free kick 1-0.
Yeah.
Was that the last game when Beckham scored 1-0?
I hope so.
Or was the last game when Gold scored?
3-1.
We lost.
Yeah,
The one before when Beckham scored anyway, or whatever it was. 2000 it was.
Yeah, that would have been 2002 I think. But go on.
Yeah, Beckham scored and Red Issue got a banner into the City end and they unfurled it, the City fans, and it said Manchester is red.
Fantastic.
Red Issue were fucking great.
That's really...
I remember the one at Anfield. Did one at Anfield and they did loads.
They're clever, man. They would have probably infiltrated fans at some point, or maybe the City fans thought they were going to get a City banner.
You're stood near some guys who look like City fans and then get a banner out.
Yeah,
get it out. Aren't you? This is a United banner. Do you know what I mean?
And then was it United 19, Liverpool 18 in Anfield when they went into one of the ends?
Now they put it's like
hung it and it dipped.
I'd have been well out of there, mate.
Yeah.
But do you remember, like, Liverpool fans came in the United end
Magnificent
for the Europa
7.
League, and then it
got
kicked
chinned
off.
by a shirt.
Yeah, got kicked off. It kicked off, and like loads of United fans got like done for it, and nicked for it. And it's like, oh right, okay, just come in our end and cause a load of shit, and then we'll get trouble.
Talking about today's game, then.
Go on.
If we 0-0 again. Are we at all concerned about United's goal scoring in recent weeks? I mean, I'm not going to say 9-0 aside because it annoys when people try to downplay that as though it didn't happen.
I've been guilty of that myself.
But it does seem as though we're struggling to score in games a little bit more frequently than we were at the start of the season. It seemed like we were pretty much free-flowing for a while
We
there.
don't really play football.
What's the problem?
We miss Pogba.
Right.
Bruno isn't on form, we don't have any... We don't have a... You know what I see a lot with United?
Go on.
Yous will both picture this now. The ball's on the left of the field or the right. It's in the flank, though. And about 4 or 5 of our players are within a 10-yard space passing the ball to each other.
Yeah.
We don't have any shapes, any triangles, any moves, any patterns of play that will break down a team. And I feel we need to be working more on these. People, when Martial was playing and he wasn't scoring, people were using that as me making an excuse for him not scoring. It's not. We do not create enough chances for our strikers. Arsenal game, we all left that game going, Cavani should have scored that chance. He had 2 chances in that game. We left the Liverpool game. Well, we should have took our chances. We had 2 chances, bro. Right? Every week you'll see Salah miss 3-4 chances, score 2. Mane, the same. Firmino, Aguero, De Bruyne, all these players, they create ample amount of chances. We don't create enough chances. We're relying on Rashford cutting in, banging it. Bruno banging something in. You know, something like that. And when you see players go for a 1-2 or go for a little interchange, there's no movement around them. And I feel we need to work on that more in the final third, our link-up play and bringing each other into the game and stuff. It's hard. No training time in between games and no time on the training pitch. But that's where I think we're going wrong.
This watch-along, by the way, guys at home, is brought to you by OneFootball, which is a great app where you can basically check out everything to do with Man United, other scores, other teams, great articles on there, really fast updating on scores and all that sort of thing. It's very good, isn't it?
Yeah, we've all been having a go, haven't we, and been using it. And like you say, it gives you all like the latest transfer news, transfer rumours. I was looking at that before. I liked a lot of that stuff that was on there as well. Like you said, all the articles. It's got that old AR as well, so you can get it's like you're in the studio.
Augmented reality,
Thank
Jay.
you, yes. Hey, down with the kids, me. So yeah, it's got everything on there. It's free as well.
Yeah,
which is always a bonus.
If you want to see what the augmented, is that what it's called? Augmented reality, AR, in other words.
AR.
If you want to see what the AR does with the team news and stuff, you can put it on here, play with it like your Gary Neville, if you want to be that guy, or Jamie Carragher or whatever.
Monday Night Football.
Don't spit at anybody, but download OneFootball, stick the team on your table. You can press things as well, get stats up and all that good stuff. That's one of the real cool features, but they've got loads of others.
Yeah.
To download that, the link's in the description below.
The
and
link
in the
is
live
also
chat.
pinned in the chat,
Pinned-
so make sure you check
pinned
that
in
out.
the chat. Pinned
Like I said,
ass.
it's a free app and it's really good. So check it out. Jay, Adam was saying there before about pattern to play and why United aren't really scoring at the moment, or we've looked less like scoring in recent
By the
weeks.
way, I keep getting sent abuse by a Bournemouth fan. A Bournemouth fan.
I mean,
If y'all want to act.
Right, come on.
Yeah, I'm not going to duck someone.
Don't
Ignore
do that. Why do you think United are struggling to score at the minute?
I think there's a combination of things. I think over-reliance a little bit on, like Mac was saying, individual moments of brilliance, rather than having a sort of, like you say, the style or whatever you want to call it of being able to work goals. We seem to sort of do that the same situation over and over again, where we're seeing players taking shots from distance that are just going over and wide. We're seeing Marcus Rashford running into like 2 or 3 players. We're seeing Mason Greenwood trying to cut inside. It just feels a little bit disjointed. It doesn't feel like it's very cohesive at the minute. And I think we need to get back to what we were doing a few months ago, but about 4 or 5 weeks ago, where we were looking a lot more positive. You spoke about that great run we had, where you felt there was always goals in this team. You felt like we could always work a goal. We need to get back to that a little bit, because it does feel like unless Bruno gets a free kick or a penalty or something, or Marcus does something on his own, then or maybe Cavani, we're going to struggle. And I think we have got the players who can play together. We just need to find a system, or they need to work on it a little bit better and stop trying to do it yourself. I feel there's a lot of this time when it's like, whether it's Mason, whether it's Marcus, sometimes even Fred, this little bit of like, I'm going to try and take everyone, or I'm going to shoot from 35 yards. Look for your teammates a bit more. Try and play it in. Mark was making a point then about Andy Martial, and I know he's not having a great season, but one thing he does do is bring others in. We've got the players that can do that. We don't need Andy Martial to be playing to get a goal, so we need to just start working it better and working as a team rather than these individuals.
Also, that McTominay Fred thing, I know we don't have a choice really at the moment with Van der Beek out, Pogba out. I'm not sure if Matic is fit.
Matic is playing today.
Matic is playing, sorry. It shows you how fucking I don't care about this game. Or I haven't been watching it. But I just feel like when we do play McTominay Fred, it's too one-dimensional.
Which they have played a lot recently, haven't they?
It's too one-dimensional. And look, even if you add Matic into that in replacement of one of them, he's not that guy to be... He's better with the ball at his feet than those two, in my opinion. But he's not that guy still. So you've got a very one-dimensional midfield two there. We need a proper number 6. Matic 5 years ago, Thomas Partey, or, one of those kind of players. We need one of them in that number 6 position to free things up, allow us to play 2 number 8s. And I said it at the start of the show, say it again. All you motherfuckers that said we don't miss Pogba and all this, that and the other. Even with Bruno in the team, we still miss Paul Bill Pogba.
Pogba's massive and he's such a good player that can do so many different things that, like I said, in a game like this where we don't really need 2 defensive midfielders. Like Fred, it's very rare that he contributes to the scoring of goals, whether that's with assists or with, obviously, he doesn't ever score. I know he got the through ball goal to Rashford a couple of weeks ago, but that's very much a one-off type
I was there
assist,
when Fred did that type moment.
Yeah, so, Matic, again, plays a different game. He plays most of his time at left-back covering for Luke Shaw, so he's not contributing to things going forward. It is basically only Bruno from the midfield that is going to make us more likely to score. I mean, obviously, Matic can maybe get a goal from a header or a long-range shot, but when you talk about creating chance after chance after chance, Fred and Matic aren't going to help you do that. You do think in games like this, do we need 2 players in midfield who aren't going to help create chances?
But that's the thing with Fred, bro. What are you? Because if you're not that guy to pass the ball to everyone, and you're not that number 6, what are you?
Yeah.
Because you're not good enough to be in between. You're not Ander Herrera, bro.
No, or Paul Pogba.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what are you? Because in my opinion, you're not good enough. Then, yes, he can have a good performance here and there. And this isn't the blame Fred show. I'm not blaming Fred for today by any means. But what are you then if you're not a number 6 and you're not doing that? Because you're not
He's not specialised or brilliant at anything, really, is he?
Yeah.
He's quite...
He's
He's very industrious.
I can work hard, bro.
Well, you say that, but
He's the Phil Neville of back in the day.
No, but Fred stands out for his energy amongst footballers. So this isn't just someone who can run a bit. This is someone that his energy and his work rate
But outside of
stands
that,
out
where's
even
the quality?
I'm not saying there is much outside of that, but what I'm saying is that is an outstanding attribute
Nicky
he does
Butt was
have.
better than both of them.
But Nicky Butt's 48.
Back in, bro, Nicky Butt was an absolute squad player. He's better than both of them.
The thing with Nicky Butt
that's because Paul Scholes and Roy Keane were
I think with
significantly
Nicky
better
Butt
than
was
anyone
like, Nicky Butt went to World Cup and was one of the best players at the World Cup.
What, 98?
I would say 2002, yeah. But, we just got to face facts that we just haven't got that quality that we used to have. Also, as well, big shout out to Angelina Kelly. I know she's watching from One Football.
Yes.
Yeah. Make sure to check out her women's podcast as well.
What's happening?
It's all happening over
Ange.
there. I just feel like, yes, you're right about the midfield, and we should see more creativity there. But it goes back to the whole thing we were talking about before. Amongst our front 3 and front 4, we've just not got enough goals this season.
No.
Bruno, you can take out of the equation. Marcus, okay, he's got 8 Premier League goals, which is decent. But then, Mason's got 1.
Bro, let's be real. He's a midfield. The last time I saw someone laugh at someone shooting was when Fergie laughed at Phil Jones for scoring. And I know it's all laugh and joke, but if your manager's laughing at you for shooting, bro, don't shoot ever again.
But he does, though. This is
and
the
it's
thing.
not like he's a goalkeeper.
No.
It's not like he's come up for a corner in the 95th minute. The ball drops to him and he spoons it wide. He's a midfielder.
In Fred's head as well, he's not even a holding midfielder. I know he might start in that double pivot, but he's not a holding midfielder. He's not like Matic.
He's at 8?
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't sit in front of the defence for his entire game. He's always getting forward, and he obviously fancies himself. He stands over free kicks.
Not enough quality.
He took one in the 8-yard in the last minute.
Yeah,
he obviously feels like he's an attacking midfielder, or at least like he's saying a box-to-box type 8 type. So, if that's the case, then how is it the penny not dropped on him that he's not got the quality when it comes to his shooting? Yeah. Why has no one told him that? Why is he still doing this week in, week out?
I don't know.
All he's doing is giving away the ball. Yeah. Every time he has a shot, they get a goal.
Here's a throwback. Let's change the mood. Adam Jacob is a throwback. He goes, this reminds me, this chat about Fred reminds me of my I Saw Forlan Score t-shirt. Do you remember that?
Do you know what? Do you remember when...
it's Southampton his first.
I think was his 23rd game or something.
Right, but he was going to take it, right? I think his first goal was a
penalty.
penalty.
Why is the news on, bruv?
But no, it's not. It's an advert.
Oh.
But
okay, now.
I feel like he's 8 minutes behind us.
Yeah, me too.
It's
half time and it's an
I'm on TiVo.
I'm sick of seeing Fred and McTominay. We need to get Matic on. He's playing exactly.
Exactly, and he's shit. That's what I'm saying.
We've been talking about danger wanks today, yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
One football must be buzzing.
If you're into analysis, this is it's not happening. But yeah, I think like obviously with Fred, all he's doing is it's giving away the ball. It's a goal kick to them. That's all that ever happens from it. And it's like, yeah, I didn't mind Ollie laughing at it and all that. I didn't lose my mind like some
No,
people
nor did
do.
I. I didn't.
No, I know you're not getting at that. But I think that on a serious note, we need to start developing something better in the final third because it's consistentness and it's game in, game out. Fred shooting from distance, running down blind alleys with our wingers. I mean, it's just not good enough. And we cannot be going into the Etihad, on the back of 2 draws.
Gorm Burner said we need a world-class 5, 6 and 9, so centre-back.
Next summer, striker. Unless Haaland or someone like that, of that ilk. Well, how many of that ilk is there? There's not. Haaland or an Mbappe, I'm not putting this in the hat for him, but if one of them came available, you go for it. But I think this summer will be right winger. The stream's gone.
No, it's not.
Right winger. The centre mid and centre back. But I don't think we're going to end up getting a centre.
I mean, I'm just preparing myself for disappointment this summer. I really am. I know Ollie's made those comments, and that doesn't mean anything really, because it could just be like we said before the game started. It could just be kidology. It could be just be not wanting to say, oh yeah, we've got loads of money to spend, because that's not a great negotiating tool when you're going in and sit down with clubs or whatever. But it just wouldn't surprise me, as we've all said with these owners, if it was just like, well, the pandemic.
Can I ask you both a question?
Please do.
I know Bayes had his injuries.
Yeah.
So him starting today and missing the last game, all right, you can probably explain it with that. But even when he's fit, I feel like Ollie prefers Lindelof.
I agree.
And I don't get it.
I agree with that as well.
I don't get it.
I think the part of that might be that Ollie feels he can trust Lindelof more
with his fitness.
Games. Because it's like, if I keep giving Baye games, I'll get 2 or 3 games out of him. Then he's gone. Lindelof, he'll play pretty much every game he's available. So
I think
that
he
might
wants
be
a centre-back. I think he knows we need to improve. There was a point last season when we would play Pereira every week, and you think, does Ollie like Pereira?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Lindelof is a much better player, much better centre-back than Pereira as a midfielder, but he crossed my mind of like, does he play him just because he thinks he's good? Does he actually think Pereira's really good? And then he gets rid of Pereira, replaces him with Bruno Fernandes in January, or essentially replace him in January, and you realise, he knew what we could all see as well, but he just didn't say it. I don't think it's a coincidence that we are reportedly after a centre-back.
Did you just say consistentness?
No.
Someone said you said consistentness.
Consistent, me?
Consistentness.
Consistentness. I might, I don't know. I said Ollie was in goal the other
day. Someone said bring back the Jemba twins.
Oh, they were quality.
Jemba and Jemba.
Jemba.
The thing is, we bought a load of dross, but in the middle
Eric
of it all
Jemba
was Cristiano
highly
Ronaldo
rated at the time.
Yeah, well,
it's really good for
Jemba
Cameroon.
was. Cleberson was. Bellion even. Players like Liam Miller was highly rated.
When, was Bellion at Sunderland?
I think so, yeah.
He was highly rated, wasn't he? People compared him to Henry.
Yeah, and it was like, mate, what? Really? What, at football?
Stuart Downey used to get compared to Ryan Giggs.
Seriously. That's just...
What player did you really, really want that you look back at now and you think, what the fuck was I thinking?
That's a good question, that.
Bruv, don't make me punch you in your face, about what was I thinking. He was in his career. He's been elite.
Yeah,
it's like us signing Blanc. It wasn't right, but you could understand why Fergie clinged to that.
We played Everton at Goodison. We lost 3-1. Jack Rodwell scored. And we were linked with him, and I thought he'd be quality for us.
Everyone wanted to think Jack Rodwell was great, didn't they?
Yeah.
And those at Everton, you're like,
City he went to, innit?
Yeah, and
he's not
terrible.
But he wasn't very good at Everton.
No,
he was just young.
Yeah, and it was like
his best quality is that he's 20.
Yeah,
that was his only good trait.
And like, because when you link with a player and they do well against you, you think that's it. We'll get him now.
Yeah,
like Colin Moore, you thought, we're going to buy him.
Grealish.
Now. Rashford's mugged him off. Megzies.
Go on.
Too much Rashford.
Liam Knight. Who would you guys bring off in the second half to change the game? Missing Pogba badly, maybe Van der Beek, and take Fred or Matic off. Isn't Van der Beek injured? Or is he in the squad? Van der Beek isn't on the bench.
Bold strategy.
Schneiderlin's one that people say they wanted.
Oh my God.
Schmidfield.
I've never stuck up for a player more than I did with him, which was just a waste of time. Because he was just garbage. He had a good 45 minutes against Arsenal once.
But what a 45 minutes.
Yeah, it was meant that, wasn't it?
Where was he good at? Southampton?
Yeah, he was.
He went to Everton after,
but he had
didn't he?
fucking Van Dijk.
Yeah.
Which probably helped.
Nah, it was before that, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, when did we bought him in 2017?
He played with Van Dijk at Southampton.
I don't think he did,
He defo did.
Did he?
I'm pretty
All right, let's
sure.
Let's do this, right? I know this makes great telly, watching me and Macca Googling things.
I like it anyway. It's fun.
But
Liam Knight said,
We need to
what a
know.
waste of a fiver, because he said about Van der Beek coming on, he's injured. With the if you want to make another suggestion, Liam, I'll read it out for you, don't worry.
2015, that's when Morgan Schneiderlin was at Southampton.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
What?
Yeah, remember Martial twisted him up?
It twisted him up, mate.
But was
Oh,
Schneider-
yeah. So he got there in 2015.
Yeah, they played together in
you
pre-season
don't know
that
that.
time.
You just made that up. They played together. Pre-season, I was there. I went on the pre-season tour with Southampton. Yeah, I remember it.
You fucking...
Marcus, come on, son. Head up. This is just going to be one of those games, isn't it? I've got a feeling now.
Don't turn the TV off, man. Fuck the game. Just someone put the notifications on their phone. I got itchy nipple,
How many
man.
likes are we away from 2K?
100.
Oh, come on. Give us 2K likes, eh? Come on. Cheer me up.
Cheering old man up this Christmas.
Cheering old man up. Oh.
He almost froze to death in his house because he couldn't turn the heating bill on. That's like old people, isn't it? That's what happens to old people. We went round and Jay was frozen to death in his armchair. Something like that.
Sat there in his own piss.
Hey.
No, that's just him anyway.
We used to have a guy down the road from us, and he
Cool.
used to collect cans. This old alcoholic fella.
No.
We all had one of them in our areas, didn't we?
Oh yeah, can man.
And collects cans. Hoarders. Remember them? They don't exist anymore, do they?
I
hoarders?
think they do.
Do they?
I think
They get put down now, though, don't they? Or craned out their house on Jerry Springer.
That's a different thing. A hoarder, you're getting a hoarder mixed up with a shut-in. A shut-in is someone who just-
shut-in?
Yeah, that's someone who...
Hey, now when you go to the pub with your mates after hours.
that's a lock-in.
That's a lock-in. A shut-in is where you're dead obese and just eat and you don't leave your house.
Yeah,
Right?
and
you
they
can't get
hoard
out of bed.
food.
No, but, well, that's... Yeah. All right, you can be a hoarder and a shut-in.
Okay, but yeah, basically he was a hoarder.
Yeah.
But if the ball went into his garden, it was a myth, basically. And you'd knock on his door, he'd get pissed off, call you all sorts, and then he'd just leave his door open. And you'd basically have to climb over these black bags to get through his kitchen.
His front door, so you get to the back.
Yeah,
room.
to get to the back door. And he'd get out and get the ball from his Oh my God, it's stank in there, man. Cans all over the gas.
I think he's
black
still in
bags.
there.
Remember, because you could take cans to the scrap man and get 20 pence for 100 cans. Do you remember that?
In America, some places they give you 5 cents, 10 cents for a bottle and a can.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Fucking hell.
That's why you see a lot of homeless people collecting cans in the street because they can take them in and get $5 for 100.
But that's good, because
really
one, it resolves litter,
Yes.
and two, helps the homeless
Hey,
out.
it's a great
Doesn't it?
idea. It's
Sounds
almost
like
as though we should do
Doing
it.
all that.
Yeah, homeless people are badly treated. If you see any homeless people, folks, when I was a kid, I wasn't very right in the head, and I used to think, "Oh, that's their fault," and that, bro. Anyone can end up homeless, man. Just help someone out. I missed the fella that used to. So when I used to go to games at Old Trafford, he sits near the cricket ground by Cafe Nero, and I miss him. I used to buy him a coffee, buy him a drink, whatever he wanted, give him a few change for some food or whatever. I was thinking about him the other day,
That was a shocking
where's
header,
he
Harry
gone?
Maguire.
Do you get me? Who's looking after him?
Yeah.
No,
There's a lot of
no,
shelters.
mate, I
and
agree.
There's a lot of
was
overnight
it me and
places.
you who was down here the other week when the guy was face down outside Morrison's?
No.
So obviously there's a spice epidemic. It was me and Cam. Sorry, there's a guy face down outside Morrison's. People just stepping over him.
That's sad. That's
I know.
fucked,
I know.
man.
It is. I've seen 2 coppers and that. Not grass on him, but I was like, do you want to check he's all right? Because the guy could be literally dead, and everyone's just stepping over him.
Yeah, that's fucked.
Just like he's not there because obviously he got a spice problem and everything in the city centre. But still, come on.
Always remember, it could be you.
Of course it could.
Could
Of course
be
it
you.
could.
We've all got someone in our family that has their issues. That if they didn't have family around them, they'd probably be out on the streets too. We all got
Yeah,
that
of course.
person. If you haven't got that person, you might be that person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I am that person.
It's just a sorry state of affairs when you see stuff like that.
So, happy.
Well done there. Oh.
Just to change the subject to football slightly.
Yeah.
Is there a possibility that that someone comes out and blames us not winning this on fog?
Yes.
Do you think?
100%. We are going full Klopp, aren't we?
Yeah, that's pure
It's the
Klopp
fog.
material,
It's the
isn't
fog,
it?
that.
It's the fog. We couldn't play long
We were
passes.
in the fog. In the fog. In the fog.
In the fog.
They weren't. We were. I think we're bordering now. We're getting into the territory of this has been a poor performance.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there's still 40 minutes to go, but it hasn't been great.
No, it hasn't. And Crystal Palace got the ball. United haven't really made a chance, have they, in the second half? I mean, have we made many chances at all?
No. Shooting from distance, Marcus had a chance, didn't he, in the edge of the box or just inside. Cavani had a chance, didn't really, wasn't ideal. Mason created a chance for himself again from outside the box. So half chances, really. And against Crystal Palace, who have been struggling, who are in the bottom half of the table, should be doing better. Especially when you look at the team we picked. It's a strong team.
It's as strong a team as we, like someone said before the game, other than Pogba. I would say this is our strongest team we can field, to be honest.
Anthony Martial, mate.
I would say this is the strongest team we can field. So, it couldn't be much stronger. We ain't got much more to give.
I think our strongest team that we field has a midfield of Matic and Pogba.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Other than Pogba, I would say this is...
Matic is playing, isn't he?
Mate, if I have to tell you, Matic is
unbelievable.
That time it was a joke.
Someone saying, when is Pogba back? We haven't really had a word.
Pogba
They said
free.
At the end of the month, didn't they? And that was,
He just keeps saying, I don't think he'll be back this month. Oh, Fred, fuck off. That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Come on, man.
See what happens when I watch this game. I get stressed out.
Fred giving the ball away and they're attacking down the right-hand side now. Fred trying to make up for his error.
You can't blame our strikers. Who are you going to blame today, Marshall, bro? We don't create chances for nobody. You can't even blame Rashford,
It's weird
Cavani. You can't blame them.
I think City have got more goals than us now, but we're second and we had been most goals scored in the league for a long time. This will be the 7th 0-0 of the season if it stays like it is.
I mean, yes, we have scored a lot of goals, and I know you don't like to do it, and I get why you don't like to do it, but we did score 15 of them goals in 2 games. We did score a lot during a purple patch, and it's, they all count and everything, but it's no good scoring loads of goals in a few games and then not scoring. That's not how you want to get your goals.
No.
You'd rather it spread out. So
2 every game is better than 4 one game and none for the next 2.
Exactly. I know that's an obvious point, but it's worth making. So it is getting a little bit worrying, a little bit frustrating. Also from the fact of how many clear chances are we creating?
Yeah.
Against Chelsea, how many actual clear chances were there? Tonight, how many clear chances have there been? If it's your striker's just off form and he's missing, or a keeper's having a worldie or whatever, doing a Brad Friedel, fair enough. But it's not that. It's just we're getting into the final third and running out of ideas.
Yeah, it's not been good enough, has it, at all? Well, like I said, when we've got the midfielders in there who are giving the ball away, Fred in that instance giving the ball away.
So cheaply as
well. It just completely nullifies any chance we have of actually making a chance, because once you're trying to get a bit of energy, you're trying to get people breaking forward, you just pass the ball away.
No, it's just really frustrating, like you said. And
yeah,
it's not even like it was a difficult pass.
Yeah. But did you see that there, Eric Bailly? Very rarely do I see anyone in our defence do that. He went, Fred, you come here, I'm going there.
Yeah.
And he covered he had 2 man. I never see no one do that, and it's basics.
The communication with our defence is amazingly bad.
Eric Bailly talks
to
people.
Shocking.
You see Harry Maguire, I think we look at him and we think, look at him, proper English centre-half, big lad. He must be a great captain. He's not.
In terms of
communication, talking.
I think it's been forced into that. Yeah. Almost like, right, you're 80 million quid, you play for England, you like you say, you're English, you've been in the Premier League.
And you're a centre-back
as well. You're a centre-back.
Sort of
you're automatically assuming.
Yeah. And he's not that guy. He's quiet. He's like, okay, you can still sort of...
We met him, innit?
Yeah.
It's like...
He's all right. I'm not... like.
No, he's not a bad person, but I just mean...
He's quite...
He's not...
introverted almost.
Yes,
quite a shy
that's
lad.
the word.
And you can see what happened at the summer got to him, regardless of the ins and outs and who you want to blame. It affected him, do you know what I mean? Like, he's not one of those who's like, can shrug it off and like, I don't give a toss sort of thing. And I think this is the problem we've got. We haven't got that. And I hate
that's
just
the
going...
best word, introverted. Yeah, that's what he is. And you can tell when he's under the cosh, you can tell.
Yeah, it gets... It's not like, some players, like Pogba can shrug things off. Martial can shrug things off.
Now, you can tell with Martial as well.
In the past, he has. Not this season. But in the past, I always thought he was one of those players that, if something doesn't work out for him, he'll still keep going. This season's probably a bad example, you're right. But Harry Maguire, he isn't that guy. And you can't force that. It's like De Gea, you can't force him to be the keeper that keeps coming out because he's just not. It's not him. And what is he now? He's 29, 30. He's never going to be that guy. I don't think Harry Maguire's that guy. He's just the best option we've got for that role.
I don't even think he's the best option.
It's certainly one of the most obvious options.
Not at centre-back, by the way. I mean... Captain,
Alpha Omega with a super chat says, what differentiates a United and City supporter? Is it East versus West within Manchester? What's the...
Jay's the best one for that.
It's weird.
Is there
it's
anything?
Changed.
Right.
The dynamic. The dynamic has changed. When I was growing up, City we're usually from Stockport way. Like, what's that I can hear me? Yeah, it's like some
soaring in my ear.
Yeah. City usually from SK way, very bitter. Always like, want to be Gallagher brother types, where you can go and you fleece.
Very bitter.
Yeah, very bitter, honestly. All they ever talk about was United. I mean, not much change there. Now, you've got a new breed of City fan who are actually, almost glory hunters because they keep winning things. So it's different. I mean, this whole thing about, there used to be this thing, didn't there? Most people from Manchester City fans and most people outside Manchester are United fans. It's a load of rubbish. Most people are Manchester United fans. It's always been the way, especially Salford, where I'm from. But yeah, there's no sort of set thing.
Set rules. Thomas Dickinson said, it's great to see the three amigos back, Adam, Joe and Jay. Cheers.
Yes.
Fred, with his customary foul on the edge of the box, I think we conceded a goal from it against Southampton, didn't we?
Sloppy tackle to make when Matic is in front of him.
Yeah, it's stupid. Tackling from behind.
They're
Because
probably going to score now. Fred, man. It's not Fred's fault, but it is.
I feel like we're talking about Fred a lot this season, not for good things as well. I just do. I think last season, I thought he did well, to be honest with you. Up to lockdown, I thought he was having a really good run of form.
To be fair, him and McTominay are the same.
But at least Scott McTominay this season can point to the amount of goals he's got.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because I got 7 goals this season from midfield. I've not been a complete, disaster. Whatever.
And it didn't cost 50 million.
Exactly. And I think with Fred, I feel like this season as well, he's worse than last season. So he's not going, He's not going
McTominay's
in the right
got
direction.
increasingly better as a Manchester United player.
Fred's good in the big games.
There,
In the games where we need to create something.
There's a big gap.
Yeah, he stood right far over to his left post.
Dean Henderson there's left a big gap for this.
Now
free
he'll
kick.
move back across
Free
as he
quick.
steps.
Free kick.
Here we go.
Headed up in the air.
Matic's head. Was that?
Cavani wins it. Oh, no, it's not corner.
Is that in?
No.
Oh my God.
Townsend
with a whisker wide shot there.
Am I going blind?
No, because the fog didn't help, to be fair.
Dean Henderson just stood still then.
He was well beaten there, I think, Dean Henderson. Little flick on Townsend.
It's comfortably wide, but yeah. He's got a free shot inside the 18-yard box. Like, we can't be allowing that.
No.
And now it's Palace who have got more of the ball. Chris Lowe says, how much do you think fatigue is taking effect on the team? Played more games than any last season, already on 42 games this season.
It's a good point now, and it's easy to dismiss, but you mentioned about the fact that they've had a lack of pre-season. The games are thick and fast.
What's thicker, the games or this fog? Because it's definitely getting worse.
Some people are fuming that you said Salford's in Manchester.
Well, where I live in Salford is mainly United fans, is what I'm saying. I know it's part of Greater Manchester. Just the Stockport is part of Greater Manchester.
Fight all of them.
Sorry?
Fight all of them.
I'm not fighting anyone from Salford. For a multitude of reasons.
Sam J said, Fred is the human equivalent of a danger rank.
Not quite sure the maths on that, but I'm quite happy to go with it. Greenwood.
Chris Lowe says, wonder how much fatigue is taking effect on the team.
Just read that one in a way.
In a way, so you didn't read it.
I didn't read
he
it.
actually did read it.
Yeah, I did.
He was being kind to you when he said in a way. The sentence should have been, I've just read that.
Do you think we should make some subs now?
No.
60th minute?
No,
Not yet.
I don't. What? Go on then. I mean, not having a dig at you.
No.
I just don't see the options there. This isn't like, we've got Martial and Pogba on the bench or whatever. Who've we got?
There you go.
Ahmad. I'd bring Ahmad on.
Who for?
Diallo.
Incredible. Quite amazing
I'd
sequence.
Bring him on for Diallo. Now I'd bring him on for Murder Mace.
No. Do you know what
I'd bring him on for Wan-Bissaka, stick Mace through the middle and just go all out attack.
What, 3 at the back? Interesting.
Ross said, tell Adam stop tarring McTominay with the same brush as Fred. Fred has been woeful whilst McTominay has been very good. But you still have to put them in the same batch. Yes, McTominay has been better this season. He gets more goals. And I think he's probably a better player. I do think having to play Fred and McTominay there isn't helping us. Because McTominay isn't a solid number 6 on his own. He is a number 8. Great squad member. Someone to bring in and out of the team. But is he the man to build your midfield around?
Seriously, man.
Fred gives the ball away again.
Got to stop doing that.
And when I talk about the quality of the pass,
frustrating.
Fred's been giving examples all day. One example I can think of with McTominay is the other day, 90th minute.
Yeah, that was bad. Down the right hand side against Chelsea. Yeah,
Pogba makes that pass.
It needed a better ball.
And I know Pogba's a Pogba, but we're Man United.
Well, there's a reason why you want top players in your squad, because when there's a tricky pass like that to be made, they have to make it, or you don't win big games.
But to be fair, Bruno probably doesn't even make that pass either.
What, the
probably would have
cross?
twatted it at someone.
I don't know, man. For me, it wasn't even that difficult, I don't think.
Joe's Kindle with a super chat. Ole partly to blame for fatigue. The team he put out against Sociedad second leg was a joke. I mean, we still didn't win the game, did we? Brad with a super chat as well. Be honest, my opinion is that Bayern to Anzebi is our best CB partnership. They are both fast and care about the defensive duties more than attacking. I mean, how many times have we seen those play together? I think there's more to a partnership than just, playing players who you think should play together.
And Twanzebe hasn't been great.
Is an extra element to
face
it.
facts as well. I get where he's coming from. That's his preference. I'm not knocking him for saying that. My point is, Maguire's not going anywhere. Harry Maguire is not going to get dropped from this team
for that reason.
Yeah,
right. It's a bit of a fucked up deal, isn't it?
Harry Johnson, is it just me that hates Arsenal more than Liverpool and City?
I can see why, because if you grew up in a certain era,
there's a generation like that, isn't there?
But Liverpool is still the ones for me.
Lee McDermott before said, "Can't bear another 0-0. I'll take a 90th minute winner."
I mean, all of us would, innit?
Yeah, I'll take a 90-minute winner. I'll take that. Don't look likely though, does it?
I'll just take a.
Have we even had a shot
so
second
bad.
half?
I hate stats, but someone tell me what our XG is, because it can't be.
It can't be more than 0.5. We'll find out for the first half anyway. But yeah, it can't be more than 0.5. Have we had a shot second half? I can't think of one.
No,
Certainly not one on target.
They've had more. I think they had one shot. What's that possession-wise there?
53-47. So at
Fuck
half
off.
time, United's was
That high?
0.59 and Palace's was 0.21. So it is higher than theirs, but still, shouldn't be expected to get a goal really from the chances we've made.
0.59.
And I can't think of any
it's got
chances
away
we've
from
made
him
in the
there,
second
Marcus.
half.
Man, this is absolutely dirty.
Yeah, we need to
He's
change something. I think.
onside. He's onside.
Hold him up there.
Thank
God
Benteke
Christian.
should play for us with shots like that.
That was awful from Christian Benteke there.
Thomas Dickinson says, watching this game with the fog must be like watching the game through Roy Hodgson's eyes. # Cataract Central. That's a bit harsh, isn't it?
It's a bit of a
old age joke. Oh. Some stats. United have had one shot on target. That's the only stat that interests me, to be
Do you
honest.
remember the Joy Division album cover with like the star,
Mm.
the waves, which is a star?
Mm.
You remember when they beat us last season, Crystal Palace? There was this thing going around where people used to put free Tommy Robinson stickers up, and I seen this guy, this like Palace fan, putting a sticker up on a lamppost. So I went over because I thought he's putting a free Tommy Robinson sticker. I'm fucking have a word with him. And he had a Way Division sticker. It was a Joy Division album cover with Way Division.
That's really good. You can't be mad at that.
No.
I genuinely give a fuck about the table anymore.
You can't say that.
I don't care anymore.
Well, what else do you care about then?
Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth.
As you
Who
can
gives a
see from
fuck,
that
man?
table, if we draw,
I mean,
we'll
I
be
give a
We ain't
fuck.
winning the Champions League, are we?
1
So who
point
cares if
above
we're in it or not?
Leicester. It would be a massive missed opportunity this after Leicester dropped points, didn't they, against Burnley?
Yeah.
Yep. Which was a disappointing result for them, obviously.
Adam said he don't care about the Champions League. We're not going to win it anyway.
Look at these, like, can't even pass wind, bruv.
Yeah, but Chelsea won the
You want us
Champions
to
League
go
when
into
they
the
were
Champions
shit.
League to
Liverpool
get
when they were
smacked up by
Champions
some
League when
good
they were
teams?
shit.
Are you mad?
Teams win the
We
Champions
don't.
League without being
We're
the
not a
best team in
Champions League
Europe.
team.
I don't know what that means.
Well, we're currently in the Europa League, so that says all you need.
One
to know.
thing, though,
And we've got
about
Fred fucking running around. You can't
getting
pass
into
the
the
ball
Champions
to another
League
white shirt.
is we need Champions League football next season. If we've got even the slightest hope of getting a big name signing,
If we want to improve,
like
we
you're not
can't be
going to get
finishing fifth.
I mean,
or
I
sixth.
doubt we'll get him anyway. But you can forget any even remote chance of getting someone like a Haaland or in Sancho if you ain't got Champions League football.
Kid Magnifico says, Joe, you nailed it. You called it, sorry. You said that it was such a nailed-on victory that United wouldn't beat them.
You did say that, didn't you, on the preview?
It was because they've got injuries, they're shit, they sit back and do nothing.
That
all
was
game.
a hospital ball, man.
Yeah, terrible pass.
Seriously, it's a 10-yard pass. It's so simple.
Yeah.
Got to be better than this. I know there's a lot of fog.
Can
and
we
stuff
get back
out,
to talking
but
about danger wanks?
I know, man. It was infinitely more enjoyable than talking about this or watching this.
Yeah, United not made it. I mean, look how it's
It's
just slow
just-
and ponderous and
Yeah, simple passes just going
lethargic.
astray. Lethargic, playing the ball too short. same old, running out
We
of
played
ideas.
like this against City. They will sex us up.
Oh mate,
Yeah.
I can feel it. Yeah, you can feel it being like one of. Remember when we went there under Jose? You just like you knew we weren't going to win. Do you know what I
They
mean?
will
It's
pull
like,
our pants down,
we just
grease
went
us
there
up,
almost
and
like,
aim for penetration.
almost relieved to only get beat 2-1. I think we lost. It's like I've never thought.
It was a 2-1 defeat win for Jose, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's like I've never gone into a derby like that before, and it's almost got that same similar feeling.
There's a lot of people asking for subs. Get changing the game.
Not another annihilation.
And then Big
6-1.
Quincy.
Remember that? That's good, that wasn't it?
Big Quincy says the bench is shocking, which is true, isn't it? That's
I mean,
the problem. It's not shocking. There's good players on there, but
like,
it's not.
Is it fair to throw Amad Diallo into this?
Yeah, exactly.
Go on, Diallo. Win us the game.
I think it is though. Oh, you put these.
I mean, the guy's played about an hour of professional football.
No, but is in the sense that he's not bogged down by these like shit. Fred being shit. Cavani's probably so fed up of playing with Fred behind him. Rashford the same. That they're playing shit. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Ahmad will be undeterred by anyone else's shitness, and he'll just go out there and run around. Megsies.
Good little bit of play. United just.
Rashford's Megman's about 4 times today, but I feel like that's what he's looking for more than the goals.
Yeah, we can't work the ball even to the centre of the pitch, can we? We have it we have it out wide, and then we play it back. Then we play it out to the other wing. Then we play it back. Like
we're basically playing in front of Palace constantly.
Yeah, we can't get through or
Mata?
in between anything.
Is Mata on the bench?
No, he's not.
He's not. I don't know where Mata is anymore.
Ball into the box. Wan-Bissaka on the right hand side. Fred. Matic on the ball. He's going to take a shot. Blocked immediately.
He took a shot there with 4 players in front of him.
Use man a turd. A shit pass. Use like a shit, bro.
Connor Sedgwick, no cam and 2 deep line mids. Bruno plays as a 9 and is never in the pockets. No option but to try 500-yard passes into the front or just play it W. Don't know what that means. Wide.
Yeah.
Alpha Omega says 0-0 would be deplorable.
I'm glad Marshall's not playing today. You know why? Because everyone will go, we need a new striker. That's why we were shit. Because when I've been saying in the past, we need to create chances. Everyone's saying, we just need a new striker.
Dan James
You're just
as
on
an
Marshall
option.
side. Bro, we don't create nothing for no
Something
one.
different
You could
on
have
that-
prime
on that right-hand
Alan
side.
Shearer, prime Ruud van Nistelrooy, and prime fucking Andy Cole up front for us today. None of them are scoring. Unless they twat it from the halfway line.
I think, I don't like to see Mason keep getting sub, but I'd maybe Mason for Dan James.
I'd take Rashford off.
Yeah, I know.
Or Bruno. Greenwood's been better than both of them. I know they're our top goal scorers this season.
It's not you're not wrong. I just think they're probably more likely to get a goal like one of the other two.
That's true. But you know, if I was Mason, I'd be going off there feeling.
I know.
I'm the one.
It's every week. Isn't it? Even against Chelsea, I thought he was done by when he got took off. I thought he was one of our better players. Was it Chelsea? Wasn't it? Because he does seem to be the go-to guy for getting subbed. He's like the one matter
Of the front
Jose.
three. That's why the other day when Ollie took Martial off, I was a bit surprised.
Yeah.
And he left Greenwood on.
It's just easy to take off though, isn't it? Because he's the youngest, he's the least experienced. He has got the least goals this season as well. If you want to be honest about it, but yeah, sometimes his performances don't seem to get factored in.
Can't even finish a pass.
Our passing today has been awful,
incredibly bad.
I don't want to hear about fog and all these bollocks. Tired, fatigue. Shut up, man. Crystal Palace are the same.
Rinsley UHD, worst performance I've watched this year. No desire, no passion. Sam Mehmi says, we don't get the ball in the box enough. Simple. Where are the crosses from wide? Where's the intent to attack the centre-backs and the goalkeeper? Yeah, it's really poor today, isn't it? First 20 minutes, I thought this is quicker than it was the other night. We're getting the ball into attacking areas more than we were the other night. Cavani's movement's looking good. But we've just not turned that into anything, have we?
No, we haven't. You're right.
It seemed like it was.
That's another terrible pass.
There.
Play Bruno's won that back.
Bruno to Shaw.
It's being described as painful and underwhelming, apparently on social
media. That's a foul there, ref.
You've heard that before, haven't you, Jay?
Yeah.
He wasn't even looking then, that ref. You fucking idiot. He wasn't even looking at Luke Shaw getting fouled on the edge of the box. Bruno looks how I feel, bro.
So thrown to Palace about
He passes the football angry Bruno,
Who's that referee?
doesn't he? Like, he doesn't take nothing off
Mariner.
it.
Mariner.
He'll just
Mariner.
smash it at you and say, have this, you cunt.
Yeah.
Make sure I get an assist out of it.
Cool,
Need some
well done.
finesse in there, man. It's all just hot heads.
Mm.
Rashford running bare fast. Bruno, let me shoot. Greenwood, let me get this on my left foot. Step over, right
man,
foot.
Come on, it's just unreal.
And Cavani running around, just waving his arms around, thinking, one of these twats going to pass to me. Poor fucker.
Harry Wallace, so bored I switched over to the Championship last minute Bournemouth winner to ruin my 4 draws accumulated for 320 quid. What a night. Sahil, with the super chat as well, said, can they stop the useless ticky-tacky near the edge of the box? Getting tired of watching 3 players crowd the place and do nothing productive. And Harry Callahan,
Right, come on, count.
I literally can't comprehend how boring United are to watch at the moment. Look forward to it all day just to see rubbish. Yeah, we're not doing a lot, are we? Which is weird because that's a good pass, though. Who's that? Sure. It's weird because the one thing I would say about this team, even when we've dropped points in the last sort of 18 months, is it has been exciting. And it hasn't. It's not been boring. It's not been overly complicated, sort of drab football like we saw under Louis van Gaal and Jose. But this is a bit more like those types of performances, isn't it? Just holding the ball in front of their defence, pass it across, and never really look like scoring.
Yes, Fred's coming off.
For
Sorry to
McTominay.
say yes about that, but I'm fucking happy about it.
What do you think to the 2 statues in midfield, McTominay and Matic? You're not a fan of that combination either, are you?
No, you don't like that, do you?
I don't like any of our midfield options.
But at least you're consistent.
It's not. I love McTominay. I think he's a great lad. I think Fred's a great lad. And I like Matic, who used to be top notch.
Mm.
And on his day, you can still get one appearance like that out of him a month.
Mm.
But
Mike Smalling. This is going to be one of them games where the fog gets that bad that the goalie can't see anything, doesn't realise the game's finished, and decides to do a danger wank in the fog. That's dangerous.
Right.
That a strong gust of wind.
Go on,
into
turn,
exposed.
shoot.
McTominay.
Why didn't you shoot first time when you had
He
the
wasn't even
space?
looking for the shot there, was he? Alex Williams, how can you not have a midfield that is this ridiculous? I don't understand.
Why didn't McTominay shoot there?
We have got injuries in midfield, which doesn't help.
He's so good at them straight shots
Yeah.
as well. Because that's all it took. Look,
It's a lovely little drop
bang,
off.
twat it now.
There's a man there.
Even
isn't there?
Cavani was free.
Ryan Weston, people talk about progression under Ole. We haven't scored in 250 minutes. How is that progress? We haven't been excited since Liverpool win. That to me is a little bit like, well, if it's global warming, or if there's climate change, how come it's cold outside? That's a bit, you're confusing weather and climate. I think you're confusing form with progress. When the progress is seen over months and weeks, whereas, last 3 or 4 games we've been shit. But I think you got to look at a bigger picture when you're talking about overall progress.
I think we just got to be honest. We said this after the Chelsea game. You got to look at some of these players and look at the quality we've got and what we're lacking. I don't want to say signings solve everything, but there's no denying that we need.
But you can't blame us
better
on
quality.
no signings.
No, but we need better quality. That's my point.
We do.
This reminds me of that. It all highlights that fact that.
But let's be real. Donny van der Beek could be fit. And he's not starting. He's more quality.
Pogba.
But come on,
I
man.
think Pogba's
we
going
do
to
it
go
to
in-
ourselves
like,
sometimes.
just looking ahead to next season as well. I think
Like,
he's
Donny
awful
van der Beek's
past
better than Fred, bro.
Yeah, of course.
Wan-Bissaka.
I'm not arguing with that.
He'll be able to pass to a white shirt.
Thomas Dickinson.
Even if he
spice
does
this
get
up.
red and tired by the end of it.
Spice this up and get Lee Grant up front. What do you think?
Oh, Dan James for Cavani!
That's an interesting one.
What
Vic-
in the fuck is going on,
I mean,
bro?
he's just been out for
I
a
don't
month.
care, man. He
Well-
hasn't done anything all game because no one's passed
So
the ball
keep
to
him on then.
No, I'm going to lose my head. Turn the TV
I
off.
think part of that me as
Turn the
well
game
might,
off.
might be as
Fuck
well.
the game.
We've
Let's have a
got
chat
we
about
need
Dave
Cavani for the derby.
Yeah, we need Cavani for the derby. He's just been out.
Nah,
He
we
probably
don't
only
need
had
Cavani
60
for
or
the
70
derby.
minutes in him.
Are we going to be attacking against City? When?
Well,
We're going to be defending for 90
We
minutes
can't
and
not-
picking the ball out of our
Can't
net.
not play
Not have a
striker.
striker because Martial's injured as well.
It's a disgrace. This game is still there to be won. Sorry, you don't take off it. Who's scoring out of these? Like
Rashford, Bruno.
some bullshit decision, man.
Well-
Daniel James for fucking him. Edinson Cavani.
Good point here by Vikram. He said, this is why we need Sancho over Haaland. We don't create enough chances for Haaland. Sancho adds chances and goals.
Listen,
No matter who's up
at
front
this
today, I don't
point,
think they're getting a goal, are they?
I wouldn't mind as long as we signed either of them.
And my issue here isn't bringing Daniel James on.
Him there.
I actually said bring Daniel James on. Don't bring Cavani off. We've had him on for 75 minutes. We ain't created him one chance. Now we get our fucking first natural winger on the pitch that may get his head down and get a ball in the box. Oof. You son of a slag. That was a foul.
Across him there, doesn't
he? He's giving a foul for that.
He knows. Yeah.
That's a fucking dirty foul.
Yeah, he's giving it. Mike Smalling, did we just settle for a draw? I think we might have done. And Ryan Weston, right, so look at our top 6 form this year compared to last year. That's literally regression. Look at the run of form at the end of the season. Yeah, I know that particular thing isn't good, the top 6, but we're second in the league, having scored more goals and got more points.
There you go!
What?
Cavani in that space scores that goal, bro. What in the fuck are we doing?
But would he have got in that space?
Yes!
Because Dan
He's been
James,
standing
but
there
Dan
all
James
day.
makes that run from the right-hand side, not from the centre.
So Edinson Cavani don't make a run for that ball.
I'm saying...
Are you nuts, bro?
He makes the space is there for him because the man who is playing in the middle
You create one
drags
chance
the
when
ball
Cavani's
forward.
off the pitch. Hilarious.
Well, maybe it's not a coincidence, is what I'm saying.
Corner.
Maybe it's not a coincidence that we actually make a chance when
I
we've
thought he was
got
running
Dan
back there.
James
I was about
playing.
to say that's a fucking corner. Come on, Harry Maguire, for once.
Oh, I thought Wan-Bissaka
I
had
thought
that
Bailly
then.
was going to head
Was
that.
it Bailly? You know. Who's that? Oh, I can't see who anyone is. The
Mate,
TV's
I'm
miles
having a
away and it's
stinker.
foggy as
Yeah,
fuck. I can't tell who. I know that's Wan-Bissaka on the ball
Literally, I
now.
haven't got a fucking
Who's
job.
that?
There's a few
Bruno?
people in the comments that disagree with me, and that's all cool. You can tell me to go home, I'm drunk or whatever. But, bro, taking Cavani off when this game is 0-0, have we got... Hold on, we got more chance of winning this game than beating City?
Yeah, but I don't think he's been rested because this game's finished. I think he's been rested because he hasn't got 90 minutes in him. He's injured.
I think that's...
I don't care, to be honest. we haven't worked him for 90 minutes, is what I'm saying. He's been literally standing around up front, waiting for nothing.
MLK says Dan James did really well there. I agree with you. I think Dan James did do really well.
Tech
and I don't
Tor
think you
says-
have to take that away from
Tector says we're creating
James.
0 chances, and Adam complains when we're bringing on a creative player. Deluded. Are you dumb or deaf or both, bro?
Or
I
neither.
literally said I
neither.
wanted
Or
Daniel.
neither.
I
Or
wanted
neither.
Daniel James to come on. I literally said that.
My amateur said, been reading Johan Cruyff's book when he was at Ajax. He mentioned about a period like what is happening to us. In that, he said that transfers without an improvement in coaching is useless.
Right.
Interesting.
There's this thing, though, like... This is a shit spell, right? It is. Let's face facts, right? We're in a bit of a rut. But we're still second in the league. This isn't a terrible season. And this whole thing now where people... And I know it'll happen. People will go turn to Ollie and say, players aren't being coached. Ollie isn't good enough and all this sort of stuff. No one expected us to be second at this stage in the season before the season kicked off.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's been a terrible season. I think we're just in a bit of a rut.
Yeah.
And I think the trouble we've got is we're over-reliant on 1 or 2 players. We always said it, when we were briefly top, we always said if we lost a Pogba or a Bruno or one of our key
Rashford,
players, we'd forget about any hope of a title race. And that's more or less what's happened. It's like one of Jenga things, whatever. You take one key block out, it's over.
Yeah.
And Paul Pogba was one of those players for us. I know he wasn't always starting early on in the season, but just prior to his injury he was.
Yeah.
He was probably our best player.
Glenn B with a super chat says, message for Adam. Love you, bro.
That's nice. That's nice, man. Come on.
Cheers, Glenn. Ross Murphy, missed Igalo would be a good option to still have.
Nah, man, he was done.
I'm finished being angry now. I don't care about this game.
Right,
Good.
Good.
Alpha Omega
I
says...
do genuinely care about this game.
Okay.
But
So,
I'm just dead inside.
good.
Watching this shit.
Alpha Omega said, it literally looks like we played against Barcelona in the Champions League final. What the hell is going on? We're supposed to dominate. As Mason Greenwood flashes one over the bar.
81st minute.
Carl Hagen, does games like this prove we were riding our luck this season and still lack cams and a winger to win us the game? I don't think so. I don't think you ride your luck for 25 games, personally.
I love this from Jackson. He says, still love Adam despite his opinions.
That's good, that. I like that. Separate
I like
the
that
artist
too.
from the action.
Yeah, that's why I was still listening to R. Kelly.
Yeah, exactly. Grant
Pretend it
Kirkwood,
didn't happen.
my Sunday team can turn up pickled from the previous night with Joe still swinging and play better than this.
It's got a fair point.
It's a fair point. We're shit against Palace as
Saragon
well.
says,
That's a worry.
Adam is right. Jay and Joe are both deluded with that sign.
Delude about what?
Just everything.
All right.
You said it must be right. So I'm tinting it.
Fair enough. Can't argue with that.
Me and Joel were watching Peep Show the other day. What's your favourite episode? What's your favourite episode, Jay?
We're ignoring the game now. This is a new tactics.
I like the one where he goes to who's the guy that the Mitchell plays? David Mitchell plays.
Jez.
Is that it?
No.
David
Mitchell plays the other one.
Yeah.
Not Jez.
What's his name? Mark.
Fucking hell.
Mark Corrigan.
I can't concentrate on Peep.
I like the way he pretends he's an alcoholic and goes to Alcoholics Anonymous. I love that. I eat frozen chips out of the bag. I drink vodka and gin. It's not even a real cocktail.
Yeah. That's because Alan wants him to go Alan Johnson, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mark, you've got a problem. He's like, I'm not an alcoholic.
I love it when
yes, you are, Mark. I've been there.
Yeah.
Like, good hell, Alan.
Big Suze is world class, isn't she? My favourite episode, I watched it with Joe the other day, the best bits.
Yeah.
It's when Jez goes with Mark to meet Sophie's family.
Oh, right.
And he meets her mad brother and the mom.
The mom.
Who feeds him jam off her finger. And she's sticking the jam in his face. He's looking at it and he goes, "Suck mommy's finger." that's the funniest thing I've ever seen. It's so good, that episode. It's the best. It's right up there, that episode. And the other one is when they get the pub, him and Superhands.
That's really good. That's so good.
That's the famous line.
Superhands is me.
Yeah. Nazis and Coldplay line.
Yes. People.
Yes, Louis remembers it. Blair resignation jam.
Yes.
It was the Blair resignation jam.
Gareth Mullen with Super Chat. Mourinho finished second to City by 20 odd points. Same again this season. Yet apparently this is progress. I mean, at the time that was considered progress.
Several things,
Let's not forget.
And the Diana Memorial strawberry.
Summer will have a chance, and I think it'd be a similar thing this time round. If we did finish, second to City again, if we went big in the summer, we'd have a chance of winning something next season. If we don't, I think we'll struggle.
Yeah, Earl and Lenny. I agree with Adam for a change. Good.
That's good, isn't it?
I like it.
About the Peep Show thing.
Rory Bory also says Andy Tate on for Adam. Unfortunately, we don't just keep Andy Tate
Andy
locked away in a
Tate
cupboard.
will be back this weekend for the City game, which could be explosive. To say
That's
the least.
class. Jalvesy goes, I served Alan Johnson, whose real name is Jefferson Patrick, in a store during early Peep Show years, which I like. Yeah. Let's talk about something else.
I like that.
4-9, Jez.
No, that's a
That's
good one.
insane.
That's a good one. It's your most random celebrity encounter.
I've got a great story.
I like
Did you
that
do your story?
I met Fat Man Scoop in a shopping mall in Florida and asked him to sign a dollar bill for me.
Dollar? Oh, that's
and
class.
then he
You still
signed
got
it.
it?
And then I think my mum lost it.
She spent
Cheers,
it.
Mum.
She fully spent
it
that.
on
She
chewing,
went-
on chewing gum, probably.
I
Fat
just
Man
have this.
Scoop dollar bill, yeah.
I'll tell Joe I lost it. Go on, Jay.
I don't know, man. I've had a couple of my favourite one. I met Richie Delight in Clinton Cards and got him to sign
When he was at United?
Yeah, and got him to sign my mum and dad's anniversary card. I was in the queue buying it, and I saw him. I said, "She's like," and he looked shocked. I went, "Hi, Richie." I went, "Hi," he went, "Oh, hi." And his signature, I remember, was like, it was proper gangster. It was like a massive R. And,
And he says,
to buy a new card.
Happy 50th anniversary. Would you mind signing that, Richie?
I remember my mum and dad going, "What the fuck is this?" It's Richie Delight.
I thought you were just going to say, I made him sign it and then I cut it out. And got him he actually gave them that card.
Didn't he
with
win the league
signature.
with Leicester?
I don't know. I think he was like he might have been in the Resis by that time. He played against us, didn't he, in the 5-3?
Do you want to hear my one?
Go on, I bet you've got a good one.
So we're on a student night out.
Yeah.
And we all caught these, you had to catch coaches to somewhere.
Yeah, the boogie bus.
We all caught these coaches to Leicester, I
Great
think it
tackle,
was.
Bruno.
And there was this thing where it was a number of clubs were open, so they locked off the street. They had about 4 or 5 clubs open. In one room, it was nuts. It was Halloween, like we had V for Vendetta masks on.
I was watching that last
And
night.
in one room, like there was Boy Better Know, Temperature and that. So we went to that. And then after that, the group broke up. Bare of us got lost. I carried on with my mate. We went to this other bar and this pub and that. Bro, by the end of the night, I was fully fucked. I can't remember anything. But the next day, you wake up in bed and you're going through your pictures and that from last night.
Yeah.
I see a picture of me with Bradley from S Club 7. And I'm thinking, yo,
Tina's doing her thing.
where has this come? Right, what is? It was one of these pictures where like we were sitting together, like yo, proper like arm around each other, chilling at a table, having a drink, and I phoned my mate. Bro, I got a picture with Bradley from S Club 7. What happened yesterday? And he was like, oh, you don't even want to know. He went, you saw him in the queue, and then you kept talking to him on a mad one because we were lost, so we were just on our own anyway. And then he goes, you kept asking him for Rachel's number.
Did you check you checked your phone for that number as well, didn't you?
I didn't get that.
Contacts are fucking give it me. Yeah. You never gave
Imagine
it
he did give it to me, but I saved it as something else. Never remembered.
Imagine.
Yeah, I'm sure he just dishes out her number to piss heads when he meets him.
He probably hasn't even got it. I mean, he was student clubbing at he must have been at 30 at that age. I mean, I was 19. He was top of the pops in it, and that 10 years before.
Mate.
But yeah, me and Bradley are tight.
Wan-Bissaka puts the ball in.
That's a great ball.
Oh, it is. Bruno.
Twat that.
Luke Shaw is on his right foot, isn't it? Chucked it wide.
Fuck's sake, man. Seriously.
Matthew Sumption says met super hands in M&S buying crackers on Christmas Eve.
Wow.
I would love to meet Superhands. I got a great bit of kit that I'm going to be wearing soon based on Superhands. Well, it literally has him on it.
That's fucking miles wide.
It's an awful shot by Luke Shaw.
Isn't it?
Do you know when he said that thing about Ollie said he told him he's the best finisher at the club?
Yeah.
Not true.
No.
I don't think it happened, and if it did, it was a joke, and Ollie and Luke Shaw should know better than to even repeat it.
Willie the Kid says men with Ven. We can be men with Ven, Jess.
Yeah.
Suck mommy's
That's a good pass.
Come on.
I thought he got that.
I'm laughing when we're drawing 0-0 with fucking Roy Hodgson's
To the
Palace.
90th minute as well.
Roy Hodgson's so old he farts dust, and we're drawing against it.
Farts dust? What do you fart? You're young, still nice and young. You fart liquid, don't you?
Yeah.
It's not
I
dried up
fart
yet.
Shit, they're in here.
Oh,
What a save.
Good save.
Fucking
Fuck
hell.
me. Dean Henderson one-on-one there. Brilliant save.
How have we got a goal kick out of that?
I think it came back off.
What's this pass here? That's
offside for sure.
No.
Not for sure.
I don't know what it is, you know.
His shoulder might have been ahead of play. That's a
Comes
great
back
save.
off him.
Van Arnold scored against us before as well.
Yeah, he did. In the last minute, we got to go back, and then he got that one back at us.
Yeah, this is ending 0-0. This is a shambles.
Good block.
Well
Good
done,
save.
Dean Henderson. That's
Kept his
brilliant
legs wide.
save.
Come out quick. Stood up big. Got the save.
Mm-hmm. Thomas Dickinson, Henderson just got the number one spot with that save.
I don't know. I see Dave make them saves.
I love reactionary stuff like that.
Sahaj Shetty says,
love it.
our right wing is so painfully under-threatening, it's embarrassing. Ollie's burdening the squad to exhaustion. Painful to watch. 2-minute stoppage time.
Fuck me, that says I'll shit.
I
this
don't
game
want
in.
to say it because obviously it's not a great thing to say. But do you remember the name of their pub?
Yes.
Patrick said it in here. But
Yeah.
you don't want to get clipped up saying that.
No.
But yeah, great stuff.
You know, you've got a good point there. Clips up. You want to just be that bit.
Imagine that.
This is what he was saying on that watch-along.
And Jez keeps going to him, no, he's got that dog and the dog and
Yeah.
B word.
Right, yes. Let's move on.
That's what Joe said.
Pedo. I'm normally positive, but this has been pathetic, says C792 Jones. And that's clearly some sort of robot.
I feel him.
With that name.
He knows Johnny number 5 and them, man. I feel him.
Bloody hell.
Look at that. Wan-Bissaka just shot it at fucking Daniel Jones.
Was there any need for that?
If we shot like that past the goalkeeper, we might fucking score. McTominay's whipped it out for a goal kick. This is fun.
It's going to be
Wrap this stream up, man.
Blast
We're
it
done
at Dan
out here.
James there.
Why is everyone fighting? Is it a penalty?
Don't know. Cannot.
Why is he going mad? What's going on? Who's he going to fight?
Don't know.
Bro. What is happening?
I don't know.
Well, let's not get excited. We're not going to get anything.
No.
It's just another drab result and a drab performance.
What is their sponsor? We don't need to say who it is. What do they do? Is it a shit betting company? Is it?
I don't know.
Probably, innit?
Yeah,
When they've got numbers in like that, they usually are.
Looks like
That's
I
okay.
immediately thought currency exchange.
But there you go. Kuyati's got man of the match if anyone gives a toss.
Yeah, this game's finished.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I ain't doing a review to this, am I? Can I just jump on your review?
Yeah, you can.
No,
you
can't.
No, you can't.
Oh, that's a pass to go, isn't it? Just smashing a pass as hard as you can to Scott McTominay there. We've got a free kick.
Scott starts this game, he'll probably win because Fred has been shit.
Oh, that's a bookie in that.
It is as well.
Who's Reader out? I've never seen him play before.
What? I mean, right.
What's that?
It's the free kick in the last second. We're playing it short.
I know. That just why that wasn't just hoofed up is beyond me.
Now, you know what? I can't defend this today. I ain't got no excuses for this shit. What I just think. I don't know what to say about this.
I'm sure you can find something.
I genuinely...
Thoughts on that, Jay? Immediate. We're back with the review in a couple of minutes, but before we do...
The record-breaking away run has been extended.
Another clean sheet.
Oh, don't, Jay.
So what is that, 21 games now away from home without a defeat? Is that
You
that
see,
record?
you know the phrase glitter on shit?
No.
You've never heard that you can't put glitter on shit?
You can roll it in glitter or something. Yeah, I've heard it.
Okay.
You've never heard that phrase?
Yeah,
You can't put glitter on shit.
Okay.
That's like...
I'm not genuinely...
you know,
please...
Trying to get a positive out of a
facetious.
Please tell me you don't think I'm genuinely buzzing at the fact we've just got a 0-0 against Royston's fucking Crystal Palace, which means we've taken 1 point off him this season and actually 4 points off him in the past 2 seasons.
Shall I say yes just for an argument?
Yeah, go on. Let's have
it's
a round.
YouTube, innit?
Yeah. Let's fucking have it.
Yeah, Jay.
Charity boxing match.
You do? All right, charity box match.
Right, well,
against my son.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, I'll throw him
He's
in.
not born yet, but I'll bust one out now for you. You can fight that, you cunt. That's a danger wanker.
He said, met Gerard Butler sneaking into backstage from McGregor Mayweather, and he told me to fuck off once I told him I was Irish. There's a nice
Wait,
fun
what?
conversation to end on.
What?
Gerard Butler told someone to F off.
Because they were Irish?
Apparently.
Fuck Gerard Butler, you prick. Watch when I see you. Who's Gerard Butler? He's Wolverine.
No. That's
Yes.
No.
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah.
Yeah, Wolverine.
Nah, let me Google
Next
this
time you
prick.
see Wolverine, bring it up with him.
Gerard Butler.
Jonathan Tuoy says, this current form is extremely worrying. I'm getting worried about top 4 now. Players look absolutely lost at the moment. Pogba is a massive loss. Are you worried about top 4 yet, Jay? I mean, we're going to talk more about this in the review, but just quickly before we go.
Yes, I am, because I think we'll lose against Sir.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
it's a
because it's from
fucking huge
Scottish.
game.
It's probably like a little bit of Scottish banter, isn't it?
Because he's from Scottish.
I said he is Scottish.
No, you
Maybe.
didn't.
He's not-
you didn't.
not-
He's
not
not
in
actually
this-
recorded
not
live.
in
You
this
literally
life, you
said
didn't.
because he's from Scottish.
Not in this life.
Even I heard that.
I meant to say he is Scottish, obviously.
person.
English is my second language.
He don't speak England like we do.
Callum Jones, no intent at all. A bunch of 3 out of 10 performances. Not happy at all. I couldn't agree more. We're going to be back with a full review in about 5 minutes. So make
And
sure
we can all
you
try
tune
and
in.
put glitter on this
for
shit
that.
and say we're second if we want. But facts are gaps are closing today. Gaps closed. Like Joe's girl's thigh gap.
We'll be back
Let's
in a
move
minute.
on.